Welcome back to Métropole Grid. My name is Andre, and joining me from returning from afar is Patrick Sklar.
Hi, it's me, Patrick Sklar, returning from afar.
I worked on that one for a while. How's it going, man?
People could tell it was workshopped.
So this is not apparent to you because we do not have the bandwidth to show Patrick the screen share. So he's going into this pretty, he just doesn't know what's happening. I'm wearing a blue shirt. You're wearing a red shirt, man. We look like we will just
Oh,
never have
there we
like,
go.
yeah. So check this out.
Mm,
I have a shirt that has my name on it, thanks to the nice folks at No Signal Games. And
mhm.
then we took the shirt home. I have two of them, and then we put it into the dryer really
Oh
hot
no.
because we were worried about bed bugs. And now it's
Mm.
a tight boy shirt, and I'm ready to play some Netrunner and be staff or whatever. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty well. Uh, I'm in a Metropole Grid t-shirt. It doesn't have my
Yeah,
name on it, but it should say staff at the back of it, right? I feel like it
yeah,
should. I've earned that at this point. Yeah, I'm doing very well. I got back from Barcelona about a week ago. I know you got back from travels a bit more recently.
yeah.
Uh, but I'm feeling pretty well rested. Like I actually think my sleep schedule got fixed.
Yes.
Like I don't suffer from jet lag. Jet lag was the cure to something that had been plaguing me for years.
It's like kind of an issue to talk about, like how I'm waking up at like 7:30 for the first time in a long time, because then anybody who has, children or is on a crew team or like
hmm
landscapers, I don't know, those are the three possibilities. They
Are you
think
talking about people in the Montreal meta? Like those are the three jobs people have in the Montreal meta?
just globally, I mean.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been nice because like I can work my own hours, so generally I'll wake up at 10 and go to bed at like 3, which like
hmm
don't do that if you can.
hmm
So things are back. Oh, let's catch
We've
up on
got
chat. Sorry?
yeah, we've got people in the chat that we should probably say hi to, like a
Yeah.
Rose in Auburn.
Yeah. That's actually Rose and Auburn. I saw it just followed 3 days ago. How's it
Oh,
going?
cool.
Welcome. New Netty runner here, fresh of making my first deck. How'd it go? What did you build? It's like really
Yeah.
fun to see newer players' deck lists, because
Yes.
it can go in any direction. But more importantly, if you're playing with System Gateway and you do a deck build, you're like 80% gonna have a good deck no matter what you do, unless you jam like the two bad cards they put in there as a joke. So
But we're not going to tell you what those bad cards are.
not gonna
Um,
tell you.
I've never seen a Metropole Grid stream. Is it just Netrunner games? It's like, well, I guess
Sometimes.
because I'm here, we can't guarantee it. But
No, actually,
usually it's,
go ahead.
oh, well, I mean, I was about to say, like, usually there's like 10 minutes of chat, then some games with Deck of the Week. Then we do news,
Yeah.
more chat, and then a few more games to end the night, and some deck building too.
So
That's usually the pattern.
I streamed on Tuesday after being back for like 12 hours, and we spent the whole 3 hour stream just talking about worlds and all that sort of stuff. So, what I'm going to do after I catch up on chat is we're going to have a 10-minute section where Pat is going to be able to talk about his experience at Worlds. We're then going to have a
Okay.
2-minute section in which we're going to talk about the culture that because we never talked about Barcelona as a city. We never
Mm.
talked about like the things, the differences, where how it's cool and how it's maybe not cool, maybe. And then we are going to go on our world's tour where we are going to go nonstop. And today we're going to play as many different decks as we can from the top cut, the notable decks from Worlds. So once we get through our buffer time here, it is a roller coaster of a tour de force of all the possible archetypes. Patrick, name an archetype you saw at Worlds.
Essa.
We'll play it.
Yeah,
Do you have,
we'll play it.
do you have
How
another
about
one?
Lady Killer?
We'll play it.
Lady. Okay, that's great.
It's great.
Stegadon?
We won't play it. It was not at
Ah,
Worlds.
dang.
Nice try.
Okay. No, I thought I'd throw a curveball in there, but just make sure keep you honest.
No, I know which ones were at Worlds. I know which ones we have to play. On
hmm
that note too, I do want to say I'm a bit feverish, so things are not going to be in an even keel. You can maybe tell by the opening. We'll be fine.
Wait, you've gotten to feverish now? That's not how you
I
described yourself
I
just
told
10
you
minutes
that
ago.
I'm not. My partner's like unwell now. And now like. Anyways, wearing matching card shirts. Right, how's it
Yeah.
going? Exactly.
Yeah.
Brandon, how you doing as well?
hmm
Elwin, I can't hear the music without thinking of old Looney Tunes. I did not think that we would hit Carmen twice in a row. Izzy, you doing well? You feeling better? You COing this weekend? Also, Tanuki, how's it going? Thanks a ton. I'm trying to learn the game and kept recommended the stream. Have built a corp deck. Haven't tested it yet. I went with standard. You went straight into standard as your first deck? That
That's
is
that's good,
that
right?
is intimidating. I would do system gateway. I would do system
Oh,
gateway
yeah, yeah.
system update, but like welcome to standard. It's really fun.
But I think once you've played a few games of System Gateway, like, you
Yeah.
kinda know what kinda game style you're gonna wanna play with, what kind of win conditions you wanna aim for.
Yeah. There's a lot of options.
Mhm.
Hey, Brandon, you said I'm so sad you missed the quiz. I helped make it. I was looking forward to hearing your thoughts. The quiz at Worlds, I am equally sad that I missed it.
Hmm.
If you have it, we can actually do it. If we ask Ed, like we might be able to do it live on this stream. So we just do the quiz like next week so that everybody can participate in it. Let me know what you think, because I unfortunately wasn't able to do it because I was pulled into tech at the last minute, which I wasn't happy about that, but like we fixed things, so it was worth it.
Mhm.
I also want to reach out because Bahram Wu did those like rebuses on the wall, and I want to see if we can get
Yeah.
them on stream too because they're really cool. Or maybe Bob will do them on Bob's stream, which is great. Hey, Cror, how's it going? Also, Pycat. Hello, Andre Helipad. I think you saw my message about the print. I'm so excited that you're
Mhm.
getting it printed out because that is, it's a great thing to have on a wall. I really, really liked how that turned out. Tried to build an Earth Station clearinghouse deck using toll booths and biovaults. That seems
Cool.
genuinely pretty doable. That
Yeah,
seems like a good starting path.
I think you've got the essentials, and in fact, you're kind of not too far off from, like, a world's
The
winning
world's
deck
winning
already.
deck.
Yeah, so,
That's
uh,
really cool.
good choices. Hi, Jeff. Hi,
Hey,
Tanuki.
Jeff. Ron House also going. Greetings from Poland. How are you doing? It's early in the morning. Hopefully you're doing well. Jeff, I gotta hit you up too. We still gotta do that like 20-minute talk we have to talk about in the near future. I'll ping you.
Mhm.
I'm way past feverish and I'm on to chesty cough. Oh, Tanuki, hopefully you're feeling better soon.
Oh, man, I actually have I talked about this on stream before? Maybe this is one of those, like, sick, disturbing things that you're gonna cut me off from saying.
Yeah,
I like having a fever. I
you're
like having, like, a deep, disturbing, echoey cough because
dude.
I can just,
What's wrong with you?
twist myself up in my blankets like a spaghetti fork and just play Stardew Valley.
You're allowed to do that whenever
I
you want, man.
Yeah, but it's better when I have a fever.
All right, the monkey's paw curls, huh?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, it's we had my partner, she had a real good couch day today with the new Mario and some soup and
Mm.
some tea and like yeah, it looks cozy as much as it's probably very unpleasant. Patrick, Worlds, we have 10
Yes.
minutes. It's going to start now. How's your Worlds experience, man?
My rules experience was pretty great. Um, not talking about the experience of being in Barcelona, like, I
Hmm.
did not play in the Carna Servers tournament. I kinda used that as a, like, walking around, recover from travel day, I guess.
Hmm.
But I did play in the standard event and had a great time, especially that first day. I can't remember exactly how well I did. Not great. I think I did better last year. But I still had a lot of like very solid games, like a lot of nail biters, a lot of games where I honestly felt like I was playing better than I have in a long time. We don't have to go to results or
No,
anything.
no, it'll happen. What were you playing, and what were your expectations going to Worlds? Like, I don't. Were you grinding for Worlds? I know you've classically
No,
done testing before, stuff like that.
I wasn't really grinding this time. This time, like it was not on my mind as much as I wish it wish I could have had it be.
Hmm.
Wish I could have had it be. I guess I was hoping to be right around the middle. I didn't really end up there because on the second day I actually ended up dropping after my first game. I kind of used that first game on the second day as a litmus test about how I was feeling, how I thought I was gonna feel.
Okay,
And when I got set, I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with dropping and just like hanging out with people, seeing what else is going on. I didn't join the startup, but I just had some conversations, went out for lunch with people, enjoyed
cool.
my time. Hmm.
Yeah, it was like a real casual air on Sunday where it's like if
Yeah.
if you're done with standard, you can drop into startup, you can drop out, you can do whatever you want. A lot of people showed up just to like hang out and talk, and I
Hmm.
really like that again as like a nice hangout spot.
It is a great. I mean, like it's a great place to just. It's just a love-in for Netrunner, really.
Yeah,
Like everyone there is in love with one particular thing, and we just talk about it, and no one feels self-conscious about talking about it and being effusive about their praise for it. It's really quite lovely.
hey, real quick, Emily7, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. When will we know when the next worlds are? So I can tell you all this stuff super unofficially because I'm not part of NSG,
Mm,
but I believe the last worlds or the worlds that passed was announced about 3 months after the previous worlds. So generally around January is where you're expecting to look at like an announcement. I know Worlds this year is being arranged or largely managed on now the Western Hemisphere team from the OP team. So that's Radiant and Yusengrin. Yusengrin's in chat. You can ping at him if you really want to.
mhm.
So I would assume that might suggest that those are going to be places where those players are right now, which would be like Seattle or Boston. But I would expect to hear something maybe in January, because there's a lot of work to do. But yeah, within a couple months. But I do think it
Yeah.
has been said somewhat officially that it'll be on this side of the ocean. That
Well,
being said,
I think it's been established, and of course they're free to change it whenever. But like they do want to alternate between
yeah,
Europe and North America. So
yeah, and maybe APAC at some point or something like that. But yeah, it should be
mm.
on the western side. Thanks, of course. Yeah. Hey, Ed, Sunday Vibe was lovely. Shout outs to Ed. I got to meet Ed for the first time in
Yeah.
person, and it was so nice. I've heard Ed's voice
Hmm.
on streams, on podcasts for such a long time, and just a really, really, really nice dude. Doing a lot just to make everyone comfortable. Ed, mind you, I was talking to Brennan about the idea of maybe doing the trivia that happened at Worlds on Friday on the stream. So I'll ping you about that later if that's something that sounds interesting, because I did not get to do the trivia. I don't know the answers.
Hmm.
I'm actually really excited. You looks like you did a good job running that.
Yeah.
Jeff, sorry, go ahead.
I just say I really loved, like, there's so many people in chat who I met for the first time at Worlds, and of
Yeah.
course, being me, like, I'm not gonna remember the faces and the names and the handles altogether, but it was still a very pleasant experience to meet people who know a version of me and then actually hang out with them. That was really nice. They got to, like, I think for a lot of people, their favorite part of the weekend was meeting me. At least that's the impression I
Yes.
get, like, from my perspective. And I think a lot of people realize just how good an actor I am. Uh, Given the character I play on stream versus like who the real me is, right?
Patrick and I were in the same hotel. The hotel you
Oh,
had
that's
was like
right.
right
Yep.
across the venue. It looked actually pretty chill. It looked like an
Yeah.
interesting place.
Yeah. It was a nice little hotel. Oh, yeah. I must have known that we were in the same hotel. Like I remember meeting the Colorado contingent in the hotel on that very first day that I was there,
Yeah.
and also some fellow Montrealers were in the hotel as well. It was a good time.
Yo, I want to say this really quickly because I forgot to bring this up. I didn't have them on me, but some of the things to show off that came from
Hmm.
Worlds were these mark dies. These are given by Kuba, and these are two kinds of mark dies. I think one of them is a rare one, the black and white one and the color one. I wanted to shout this out. This was made by Anna Eichler. This is his sister who did a bunch of
Hmm.
like the design work and the artwork to make these happen. And these are, I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, thank you, Jakob. That's Kuba. Invitation to do the dice. Congratulations to the players. I believe, yeah, these were used at the Polish Netrunner Championship in Warsaw. Soon they will go to the Netrunner 2023 World Championship in Barcelona. So this is her work, and it's yeah, they turned out really nice. Thank you for Kuba for sending them our way. We got to get those at Worlds. Kuba, mind you, is the guy we ran into at Parkwell, if you don't remember.
Oh, of course. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, no, these turned out really
Yeah,
nice.
we met
Thank
on the
you.
steps.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, there we go. Tanuki backing me up there. Although, like Tom Cruise, he was a lot shorter. I don't know why you brought Tom Cruise in. I guess you met Tom Cruise in Barcelona at the same time. It's kind of weird to say that. Uh,
Jeff is saying expect US or Canada for the next Worlds. We're actively looking now. I think a Q1 announcement is reasonable. So yeah, tune in 2024, but that's not too far away to make some plans. And generally, there'll be a
mhm.
lot of time to make plans. Ferrar also says maybe APAC. I wish. I hear you. I think what I'd be really excited to see, and again, this is not my thing at all, is like if there would be an in-person like Continentals in APAC, because I think a lot of folks would probably, especially that area, there's a lot of Netrunner players there, and having an in-person event of huge size, it's probably cool. I don't know the last big thing that happened in APAC that was an in-person event. I think it's been a while.
Yeah.
Cool. Any final thoughts before we start the world tour?
No, I mean, well, I guess other than Tom Cruise short Patrick too funny. I mean, I also really enjoyed Barcelona. I'm really glad Barcelona was chosen as the location of Worlds.
Yeah.
I had a lovely time. Like I was kind of waiting to hear where Worlds was going to be to determine what my travel plans were going to be, and I'm glad I got to experience that. So I'm very grateful for the whole team that put that together, that made that choice, that got everything arranged. It was really lovely. I had
Yeah.
a great time.
No, it's super nice. We've already spent Tuesday stream being super effusive about it. I can't understate
Hmm.
it. It was the second biggest Worlds ever, the biggest NSG Worlds. It was in a really unique location in a fantastic city. All the organizers did an absolutely phenomenal job with
Hmm.
there's always going to be issues hurled in front of you, but they just vaulted them and did such a fantastic event. The game slapped. The stream was really fun. Worked with a lot of people and that sort of stuff. It was really, really great. I'll have to watch Tuesday
Hmm.
stream. Yo, and I feel like I went too hard on the jokes about how hot the room was, and like I felt bad re-listening to it because it was a thing, but it's more like a funny joke. So I don't want that to like mar how cool Worlds was.
It it was it brought us together. It united us in a
Yeah,
ways that we weren't already united. Is what it did.
it was hot. It was so hot. Yeah, no, it was
Hmm.
it was warm, but I'd do it again in an instant. Hey Levi, how's it going? Good evening. How you
Good
doing?
evening.
Welcome to the stream. Okay, so we are not going to have the time to give every deck list the shout out and explanation of what exactly we're doing. We're going to be doing it a bit live. Again, if you want to watch the Tuesday stream, I went through a lot of the notable decks and explained why they're doing it, why they did this, why it worked, how it works, stuff like that, as much as we did
Yep.
play Netrunner. If you want to check that out, you can. Suicide Soup. Um, but that being said, this specific deck, I watched the video just today. This is going alongside a stream. Mind you, Sokka, our two-time world champion, he put up a video, a live stream. It's about 3 hours long, where he basically goes through his decks, how he got there, the other things he was playing, his COS stories, and he even goes through some of the replays of the top games. It's a really good watch. The link will be on this deck list page on NetrunnerDB, but also in the description. Give that check that out. As well, we'll talk about this also. Bridgman was streaming on Tuesday. It was a bit of a shorter stream, but he goes through like, his thoughts about Netrunner, what they brought, what they were testing. Also very interesting. Also link with that. And that will be in the description. Bridgman, mind you, 2 times. I think he's the only person in the history of Netrunner to come first in Swiss, twice in Worlds, let alone the top 16 5 years in a row. So, oof, wow. Do you want to dive in? Want to play some Glacier?
Yeah, let's get to it. And I don't know if we mentioned this already, but both of us have switched our sleep schedules, so we're both going to be like,
Yep.
our bodies will want to go to bed at about 8:30 p.m. Oh, too late. So like, we're gonna crash, but we're gonna keep going after we crash, like a good anarch should. So I can't wait. Let's
Built
play some
to
Built to Last.
last. Yeah, no, that is a like legitimate thing. I've been getting sleepy now at like 9 o'clock because of the jet lag, and it's 9:10. So good luck, everyone.
Yep.
Sweat
This
siblings.
was an interesting deck. Like, there's choices in here I would not have made because I'm not a good player,
Such
and
as?
so like the inclusion of rhyme. I know that's
Yeah.
something that like people have been going back and forth about, and I'm just still not quite feeling it. But maybe I don't understand. Like, I haven't watched Sokka's entire explanation of the deck building process, so
Yeah.
maybe I just
Even
haven't gotten
listening
that part yet.
to Sokka's explanation, I don't fully get it. I think Rhyme's really nice that it hits some of the breakpoints, especially if you play like the outfit, your 6 strength ice becomes 7 strength ice. That's notable against Ari and some breaker suites. In this deck, it's more so like kind of a sacrificial ice to eat, Banhar and like still be a bit annoying. I think that's interesting. I feel like any ice can do it. I think in the finals, Rhyme looked really, really bad, but that was like the hand that was dealt. It went up on archive. So we'll see. I do think it's an interesting card, and as a one of in the deck, right? It's not like we're a 3x Rhyme deck. I don't know
One
you mentioned
interesting
it.
thing.
It's not hot in the streamer's room, but yeah, it was really cold
Oh,
today.
it was very air conditioning. Uh, so the interesting thing about this world is like there were a lot of cards in the winning decks in the top 16 decks that had been like ignored for so long, like Rhyme
Or secure and protect, mind you. A
or
lot of folks don't know what
Secure and
this
Protect for that matter. Like, wow, yeah,
does.
you've
We're
got
playing against 419.
hmm,
That's a pretty reasonable matchup. Generally,
mhm,
a lot of these criminals like 419s are not running multiple copies of breakers. So if we can trash a breaker by an SDS drone deployment, score, or we can Trojan
mhm,
horse, or we can lock him down. A lot of the criminals' money is attached to running. So if we glacier the
mhm.
heck up, they won't be running a lot. So we're gonna mulligan this. The deck only has 7 agendas, so opening with through 2 of them twice is pretty unlikely.
And now we don't have ice.
Yeah, we have secure and protect. Don't worry.
Oh, we got Secure and Protect. I guess that's
Yeah.
fine.
After watching Sasaka's review, Ryman Arcas is supposed to hide the border control placement actually on HQ. Yeah, well, I think what Sokka's saying a lot of times is you just put, you just put it on HQ regardless. Sorry, you put the border
Mm,
control, you hide it wherever it wants to go. So like the Rhyme on archives is no different than any ice face down in archives. But yeah, the fact that
yeah.
he would put a border control in archives and not res to play around pinholes rating, I think is sick.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna jam the NGO front.
Yeah, sure. That's a lot of money for Built to Last.
Yes, it's much more money. So built to last, the first time we advance a card, we get 2 credits. We're relatively safe to diversion. If it's a double diversion turn, a bit worse, but the 2/5/3s in our hand are relatively safe, unless like you drop a bankroll and run HQ, and then as the
Yeah.
drone deployments go a bit easier. Thanos, by the way,
Built
how's
to
it going?
Last. I hate Thanos. Built to Last itself is another card that was like, it was not certainly not the most popular Corp ID coming out of Gateway,
Nope.
but it went on to win Worlds. Like, it's just a very solid tempo positive econ kind of idea. So of course, going to res.
So
Got
this
plenty
is
of
like
money.
this sort of polarizing thing. It's like so many of the top decks you could tell were built around um We could have arguably played that, but I like the hand padding. Are built
Mm.
around, dealing with assets or making a lot of run-based value. So like the pivot to hard Glacier, where we're gonna put ice on every server that you cannot break cheaply, is incredibly well positioned. And I think you see that
Hmm.
every once in a while, where it's like there's an event and in the top cut, there's like one Glacier deck, one Glacier Acme, one Glacier Asmari that just like
Yeah.
struggles when all the criminals like can't make successful runs. When, you can kind of deal with the Hoshiko's. Biovault's very powerful
Mm.
card.
And Sokka's runner deck, this deck, I feel like is filled with like interesting kind of tech choices playing against the meta. The Hoshiko deck just seems like good stuff, like just a very consistent, no real tricks, good stuff kind of deck.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of it,
Hmm.
the Hoshiko deck, but it's just like Hoshiko has a really good time playing most matchups because you have
Hmm.
a flexible enough deck. You have the boomerangs, mind you. I played the deck earlier today, and the boomerangs do feel really, really refreshingly good
Hmm.
because with the loss of the bin breakers, you do struggle to get then your breaker on the table really cheaply a lot of the time.
Yep. And with the built-in card draw from Hoshiko, especially once you get down to the bottom of your deck, like you are just going to be consistently redrawing those
Yeah.
boomerangs.
David says, I know it raises the agenda density, but you need money so badly they can't steal without software. I would play the operation. I'm not, it's not too big of a deal that we lose 1 credit on turn 1. It like helps, but like we have a pretty good economy hand. So here, Hermes comes down. That's a problem if we want to advance our
Mm.
ice, and we have some advantage. Like we shouldn't click for credit. We should advance the Pharaohs as much as it says not border control.
True.
But this can be pretty slow. So we want to double ice HQ so we don't get doofed boomeranged. That'd be a problem. And then I think we'll probably just like, I think we can advance, install,
Government subsidy.
subsidy. I just don't like only installing 1 card a turn. We're weak to sneak door. It's not very popular. I don't actually like going down to 3 cards feels a bit rough. Advancing
Hmm.
is just as much as good as clicking for credits, and I don't think
Yep.
we're going to continue to advance the Pharaohs until we res it, so that we can't get absolutely burned by Hermes. We probably actually should have got another ice here on HQ, but like not getting diversion seems incredibly important because again, all their money will be run based. Sadaka, mind
I
you,
mean, I
sorry,
totally agree with stacking ice on HQ instead of R&D here. Like
yeah,
that's what Hermes is going to do. It's going to bounce one thing off of HQ and then make a big run like a diversion. So smart thing to do.
yeah, it's gonna be a while before we score out. I think that's pretty usual with this
Hmm.
deck. You build a 2 ice remote server, a 3 ice remote server, then you do biovaults, then you push out. It's pretty hard too because if they pressure centrals with Hermes, they bounce our 5/3 that we do install double advance. We could like even install SDS drone deployment just like totally naked. That misbounce is gonna do nothing.
Hmm. Yeah, there's really not much in way of assets in this deck, right?
No. All right, hand's getting worse. We can
Yep.
always secure and protect to get an ice. Hey, Sokka, how's it going? Congrats again. We're playing a deck we
Oh.
found on Netrunner DB. It's like, it looks weird, but I think it's probably okay. All right, we're gonna drop. All right, this hand you don't love. I wonder if we can just jam to send a message. See, I've walked into a flood. Oh, we
Jam it.
had 2 6s, and then we mulligan into 2 6s.
Yeah, jam it behind what?
Nothing.
Like, okay, yeah, I guess we can do it. Make it look like an NGO, sure.
But yet they're gonna trade a breaker for it, right? Like I think we can just push it.
Hmm.
Saga, I watched your stream. Yeah, you're right. I did think we thought there's 12 points in hand. There was only 9. But like that's like the hard thing with streaming. It's so hard to see everything coming. Like the fact that you missed a wage work, well, not a wage worker, is a wall to wall. Like that stuff's important.
Hmm.
All right. Secure and protect is a double. I think we're just gonna credit and throw out the subliminal. By credit, I mean advance. Someone claimed only Juan could play the deck properly.
Hmm.
It's just Wayland Glacier, right? Oh, Turtle. That's good. That's really good. So now we have to ice up archives. That is going to be a stopgap as much as things are relatively high strength.
Okay. Yep. Just keep on.
We
Yep.
don't have virus, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to have to, sub archives is totally fine. Now we
That's
can't really
fine.
jam
Yeah.
the SDS drone deployment. So I think we can do install, advance, just click for credit maybe.
Hmm.
Like we're not doing anything quickly. We're just trying to lock the criminal out. Like they have no money besides the daily cast. I don't want to advance any further than this because again, then the bounce off
I
the
feel
Hermes is
like
worse.
I mean, the R&D ice we can't advance anyway, but like
Yeah.
that right now that is the tastiest one to bounce with Hermes.
Mhm.
So yeah,
You could have used
let's
the
wait.
tree line around and used secure and protect for Winchester HQ. Oh, nice. Yeah, you're probably right.
Mm.
I just don't want to play this card, but I think we probably should use it for something. I think we're secure and protect something on R&D at this point. But yeah, Winchester on HQ is a struggle for a criminal for sure.
Hmm.
All right. Well, how much ice do we have on centrals before we push into remote server? I like Hordem on the remote server as a start. I think we can
Yeah,
start working on it.
I think it's time to start a remote server.
Yeah. Should we S&P something? Hey, Doomrat, for R&D. At some point, they're going to poke R&D, figure out it doesn't do anything. Yeah, I think we should. I think we can get this out on a remote server, and then we can secure and protect. So we'll do new remote server, pay 1. We have to make sure that we're able to res this, otherwise there's like a Amakua vulnerability.
Mm.
So we'll subliminal, and then we'll S&P, so we can find any
S&P.
ice.
So what goes on R&D? Is it like Aket?
I think it's the best of chest, though.
Oh yeah, mentioned it. That card. Yeah, that makes a lot more
Yeah,
sense.
that one.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it doesn't have install costs. We'd still have to pay to prevent the expose, but now the face check on this is pretty ugly, and
Yep.
we can advance it, which we definitely want to advance it. Sock also mentioned on the stream he forgot to advance this card once, and it could have cost him the game on one of the final turns when he had to play real fast. Which, yeah, that's really interesting.
That is one of the best cards for Built to Last. Like very
Ooh,
few
Croupier.
cards allow you to. Oh yeah, that's gonna be interesting. But very few cards allow you to place a first advancement token more than once, and Mess in the Chest Foe is one of them.
All right, so we probably want to advance this once. I think they're going to run. Tree line is going to be 5 strength. This is 5 strength. So Kurapira is going to struggle. We just want to make sure there's no like farming ground for Kurapira, which largely would be, I think, only border control on the list. Are we only on one border? Only one border, yeah. So that's the only like weakness. And like a low strength of cat is going to be a problem. So here we can consider jamming the NGO front. And like there's a threat as an SDS drone deployment. If they run it and like boomerang this or face check into the Hordem, I think we're fine. But like if we were really brave, we could throw out the SDS. But here they could eat the Amakua. Hydrogen double advance the Pharaohs?
I'm wondering about. Like I think I would have pushed an agenda here.
Yo, so Sokka, I'm like so scared of triple advancing something that just gets bounced.
Yeah.
Do you think that's not worth it? That you should just push? Like this is what I want.
This makes sense. This is what we want them to do.
Yeah. Hola todas, Lord Pitcher, how's it going? We will res here. We could strength the boomerang. They will get to the Amakua step though. So they'll be at 4. So we're gonna have to purge relatively soon. Yeah, if we don't res, they can farm Amakua, so we probably have to res sooner than later. Their 4 gens and RD odds of getting bounced with their running HQ are super low. That's a good way of looking at it.
Fair. Yeah, I like that way of thinking.
Yeah, Boomerang, man. Hosh Boomerang like felt really, really good. Just the sort of aggression allows you to put off. All right, well, we have good money. If they bravadoed that would have been... Bravado's usually pretty good.
It's among the better cards.
I've heard good stuff.
Yeah.
So next turn we can do like double advanced Pharaohs, single advanced Message Espo.
While playing basically this deck on Monday at the Goblin, I did like on one turn I thought, oh yeah, it is just better to triple advance the Aket in my case, or triple advance the Pharaohs, and it feels nice to have advanceable ice that it actually like feels reasonable to spend a turn on.
I don't like advanceable ice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. I like the design of Message Chest for more, but the fact that like this ice is just going to be a 10 cost brick, I don't know. I don't think it makes an interesting game. They're really lucky to have liberated accounts. Like that's not super common but like they have 16 credits on a card that doesn't require interaction. That's genuinely unique for most criminal decks. So I kind of want to work on the Bio Vault. I feel like with Spin Doctor, if we trade a Bio Vault, that's pretty fine. So we have to purge here likely. Don't like Turtle at 4 need to purge soon. What ice is on archives? It's a tree line. I think we do have to purge before we put the Bio Vault because they check this way too cheaply. Yeah, we need to purge.
Yeah, that's fair.
Jai, how's it going?
Hey.
How you doing? Oh, Jai, when you asked me to sign a thing, I thought you were up front at Worlds. So I came in and then I was hanging out and talking with people. And then I realized it was your playmat. So when I wrote like Lamau, you were just asking me to enter another room. I didn't realize you had a playmat there. And I was like, how did I not see Jai? I know you're like pretty far away. I didn't realize you came to Worlds, but that's really funny.
Oh, Jai, it was you who had the green playmat, right? Maybe I'm confusing people.
Purge and discard 2 agendas, then spin next turn. Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
that's
because
pretty
they can't
cool.
get into archives. They won't like spend an inside job or a boomerang or whatever on archives.
Yeah, and with the subliminals, we're allowed to discard pretty easily. Yep. That's neat. Yeah, I like that. That's a really cool line.
This is nice. Usually, like I'm the one playing and you're criticizing me, but I get to see it as an audience member. you playing and having soccer criticize you. Like, it feels good.
Mhm.
It feels good to be on this side of it.
No, I'm down for this though.
Hmm.
Another class act again. They don't have breakers, on 2 credits, right? Like there's even a chance if they access a card, they get Trojan Horse through Kurapura. It's a totally different game. So Sokka, do you think here you push out the Biovault? Like we probably play Subliminal, we install Advance the Biovault, and we discard some agendas. Sorry, lol. No, that's totally
No,
fine,
don't be
man.
sorry. I like this.
Pay 1 credit, yeah. Then we can do advance. Here we can discard. Need more ice before vaults. I felt like pretty okay trading a vault if they boomerang this, because then we can eat the boomerang. Obviously, them trashing this is more important, but like for 2 credits, whatever. And then here we can use the Spin Doctor. Yeah, get one of those. I said to play with Kira, much appreciated. It was white, not green. Yeah, I did sign it. Kira also got to meet. Kira's really nice. Kira came in. Did you see in cosplay, Pat, on day 1?
No, what was the cosplay? Oh, right, the Mercury
Mercury.
cosplay.
It was
Yeah.
so good. It was
Mhm.
so good. So now we have to worry about getting the Spin Doctor down. I wonder if we could have just actually jammed the drone deployment on this next turn. But now we're going to be forked between jamming and throwing this out. So maybe that was wrong. We should have thrown the Subliminal more. Turtle more, make everything cost 20 and try to win. I feel like that's probably the line, but I'm going to try and not play like that, which is going to be for the detriment. But I think you're right. I think we need another ice on here. We should play a bit slower. I think you're right, Doomrat. We should just play for the long game.
Question for Sokka: how often did you find yourself triple advancing the Horton? Like, was that useful in any games?
I'd be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
So save Vault Beta with Boomerang and spin to put 2 agendas in R&D. Oh, we only have 1 agenda out. But if they get in here and like, oh, they can trash because they miss bones. So here we just unfortunately trade a Biovault for a Boomerang. That's not a good trade in like very immediate hindsight. But like they have Miss Bones credits, but we're just gonna res this and end the run so their Boomerang gets eaten.
Yeah, I'm not against that.
Yeah, spin for the remote ice would have been much better there.
So he didn't. For Avanav to answer why
Yeah.
the runner has such a big hand. So they played the class act, which draws you 4 cards after your discard phase. So
Yeah.
you discard down to 5, then you go up to 9, and so you have 9 going into your next turn. They have it's kind of a way to get around that discarding effect,
Yeah.
but only for 1 turn, of course.
Yeah, the card says when your turn ends, during which you install this resource, draw 4 cards. Your discard phase is before your turn ends. It's not super intuitive, but that's a one way to start with like usually 9 cards in hand. It's a good draw card. It has ongoing text, but also you can use it as like a nice way to play around damage. To be like, oh, I think I can get a punitive, drop the class act. Oh, Messney on the remote is pretty good. So we'll start with the Spin Doctor. I think we won't put it in the remote server. They'll force it. I think we do put it in the remote server. Like,
why? Excuse me,
if
because
we
like it
put it
doesn't matter
out,
if they force
they'll
it.
run it. And then
Yeah, but we have stuff in archives that we would be shuffling back in anyway.
So we might as well protect it so that we can have it for as long as we need. Yeah, I think a remote is fine here because we don't have anything we want to jam immediately.
But why aren't we pushing? Is my question.
Why? Because we need to set up.
Yeah, we need to set up.
So, okay, do we subliminal here? This goes on here. We probably advance this once, and then we should subliminal. Yeah. There's a reason it's Andromeda depicted on the art. Yeah, it's a series of like old Netrunner cards. Spin room mess on top advanced messed. It's chat delay. Like we played it like the pro. This is gonna be plotting, man. This is a bad stop at our first stop of our quick worlds tour. I would keep the 7 discard Sam. I think you're right that the runner here is probably going to do some sort of HQ multi-access. I don't know how they're going to beat this. But yeah, we don't have to be holding 2 agendas. And until they run archives, they're trying to play the game with like 6 points out of the game, which like not great for them. Now, what is the killers in the deck? It's only 3 Winchesters, right? And just the sentries, excuse me. I think so.
Oh, is this a world's deck that we're playing against?
No, ours. There was not a lot of 419. There's only 1 419 in the top cut, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, do you mean? What are the? Oh, sorry, what are the sentries? Right. Yeah, we've only got the three Winchesters.
I've been at the game for long enough that I only recognize the 1 card out of 10. This is so exciting. Tataki, how's it going? Is it just Amakua that you recognize? This is liberated counts. You probably know this one. Just because the longer the game goes, the better things become for you in the criminal round of money, and the more agendas you keep in hand, the shorter the game is in general. Yeah, no, I hear that. I know this criminal is like played 2 liberated, so maybe they have a 3rd one, but like they just have daily cast and bravado, and that's not going to last.
Oh, true. Yeah, and
Whoredom. Yeah, Whoredom. Look at that one.
I mean, if you're just going back in, like System Gateway, which includes cards like Spin Doctor, it's going to have a lot of cards you recognize but aren't exactly how you remember them. Like Spin Doctor is very much a Jackson Howard. Send a Message is very much a priority requisition.
SDS,
All
which I
right.
can't believe is back. It didn't go anywhere. It was there the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So to break a Mess Chesso, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 credits. How messed up is that? Ice Placement Glacier is such a subtle art. It's super unappreciated. It's also really important. Oh, this looks like maybe what's his face's deck? CTZ's deck. But yeah, Ice Placement is so important. It's even more important when you're playing against Anarch because you have to deal with Banner or Hippo. Here, it's going to be a bit simpler. Okay, so Aket is something we don't want to get down until we triple advances, so they can't farm Kurapira, and then they literally
Yeah,
cannot farm Kurapira.
because Kurapira only gets a counter if you completely break the
Yeah.
Serpentines, and Aket, when fully advanced, will never be completely broken.
So if this is the case, this is where the Spin Doctor is bad because we'd want to put the wall to wall in front of it, on top of it. So we're not going
Mm-hmm.
to do that this turn because we want to discard the send a message. So we need to continue to ice up. So another ice on R&D is pretty reasonable. I think we'll do the tree line. So it's tree line message show, so a Sadaka, hopefully for a twinning, but this deck is probably on
Mm-hmm.
Maker's Eye if it's on Katurga breakout. Also, throwing out the Katurga means that's like one of the few cards they can recur the breakers with. I think that's probably not the best for them.
No, because they must know we're on SDS at the very
Yeah.
least, and we have other cards that can trash programs. I think,
It was
if I remember
Scorpio that was here
correctly.
for a hot minute. Scorpio was there, and what was the card in Scorpio that allowed you to trash a thing?
Oh, Hunter Seeker.
Hunter Seeker, yeah, which is like what this
Hunter
thing is
Seeker
close
was
to.
such a game warping card for so long.
We can advance
Hmm.
this.
Yeah, but it's the Hunter Seekers that appear on the art for SDS, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Chief Pinchy Wilson. All right, Carmen's down. So now, if you want to respect, like, I think Sokka was saying that earlier in the list there was Colossus. I prioritize
Hmm.
third ice on remote and wall to wall on remote. Yeah, I wanted to wait till we get the salmon there, but like I kind of don't want to shuffle this back soon enough. But we will get the third ice there. I'm hoping to get the. I guess the one of border control isn't really good. Oh, this is a good run.
Yeah. Oh, hey, John. Good to see you.
Hey, John, how you doing?
I didn't see John except from a distance at work today, but he was in the office costume contest, and I think his costume was definitely in my top three.
What was his costume?
He went as the farmer from Untitled Goose Game with
Oh, cool.
complete with a goose in his arms. Yeah, sorry I missed you too,
I hope
but
KTCP finally puts his name on the ban list along with Hermes. How's it going? Sarie, I guess. I don't feel that strongly about either of those cards. What's the one where it's literally just beating the runner's hardware with the bat? I always say home run king, but that's not the name of it. It's
Mhm.
shit. I never remember the name of that one, the reprisal. We'll get you value every turn, and then you look at more ice on centrals. Yeah, you're playing for the game that is so long, soccer, that
Mhm.
like it makes me uncomfortable on stream.
Yeah, like is this a good stream deck?
Yeah, you see,
Uh,
this is them like
yeah.
sending a Maker's Eye for 8 credits. There's no way.
Mhm. See,
Wake up
when you
call.
said when you
Thank
said
you, Sasek.
reprisal, I just went to reprise, my favorite card from Parhelion. Avanav, do you think Carmen is a powerful card? I think Carmen is like a perfectly functional card. Like it for a long time, it was not the killer of choice for criminal cards in the criminal card pool because there was a really overpowered one. But now I think people see Carmen and think like, yeah, this is functional. It does what it says in the tin. It's just like just the right numbers. I don't think it's overly good. And in some matchups, you're going to have different killers. Like it's not dominating the killer slot really, like Begalter was. Some decks will run Ika. Some decks even run Revolver.
I think Carmen is good. I think Carmen's
Hmm.
really good at the bigger sentries. I think Carmen with some support, like Takobi or Leech, is really good. I think the
Leash,
fact
yeah.
that Carmen pays 4 for drafter is cursed, but I still think
Hmm.
you play Carmen. If you're a
Yeah.
criminal, I think you play Echelon if you're playing Turtle as well, because it scales better until late game.
Hmm.
Preparing for the deck for Worlds, a big part of prep was learning alliance and making decisions quickly, minimize time issues. Yeah, no, that's like such a big thing, is getting the reps in. So they went down to 1 credit. They have 2 on the Kurapir, which is not great. I feel like we probably have a window here. Winchester on HQ is generally where it goes. So I think we now just greet the wall to wall for a turn. So we'll do,
I
yeah.
I was about to say I feel like this is the window because they have so little money. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm just not appreciating
I think you're right. It probably is. I just don't think we need to. But yeah, you're right. We probably
Mm-hmm.
could just push it there. We'll push it next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, why the advancement cost to go to 3? Because they actually could go through it. They had 3 credits, so they could break it, and then they actually could get in. If we didn't end the run, they break it, they fire the subroutine, and then they realize it's a Sadaka, and they actually see 3 cards. I think we had to do it. I think they had just enough credits. Maker's Eye spending a bunch of money on successful run should be a game losing swing here. Yeah, it feels pretty good for us. We'll just advance this. We don't have a lot of money though. Like maybe we should have also hedge fund, or even we should have subliminal there for sure. Because like we can barely res. We can't even res 2 of these.
Yeah. Oh man, that triple advanced Pharaohs is gonna get bounced eventually, and I'm gonna feel so bad when it happens.
Place 1 advancement. Oh man, this just gets bigger. Shout out to the stream. Hope folks are well. Lazy, how you doing?
Hey, lazy. Well, Andre has a fever, and both of us are gonna go to bed early, so that's how things are going.
I think I'm gonna do this. If there's something to advance, yeah, we can advance the Whoredom. Doesn't really
Yeah, might as
matter.
well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. How many reps did you get
Uh,
in with this Sokka before Worlds? Because
Thank
like
you, lazy.
I've heard stories
Hmm.
of, hundreds. I like that you go through your history of your decks. I don't do a
Mm-hmm.
good enough job showing deck histories. All right, another daily cast. I think we can
About,
push in here. No, we can't actually res. Like a diversion into server 2, they actually get there. I think we want to buy a vault.
hmm.
Gain credit.
about about 30 games, says Sokka.
That's
That's
not that
interesting.
many.
No, that's like of maybe 2 or 3 times as many as the games that you ended up playing.
So okay, here we want to return this to hand. I have a
Hmm.
huge incentive to jam the NGO front in their remote server to force them to
Hmm.
run. If they access a card, we have Trojan Horse that we can take down their Kurapira or their Shibboleth. Both are pretty
Do,
fair.
does Trojan Horse work if they access 0 cards? Oh, they have to
No,
access
at
at least
least
one. Okay,
one card. Yeah, they have to
right.
access
Okay, so
card.
yeah, there's so many different cards that trigger off of accessing a number of cards, and 0 is a
Yeah.
number.
I'm gonna just put this on archives and bluff that it's unfortunately we have to pay
Mm.
2 credits for this, but we can bluff that it's like a board control for the pinhole play, I guess. As soon as we
Yeah.
advanced it, that went out the window. Don't do what I did. But we're gonna jam in the
um.
NGO front next turn. How bad was the Conflu post event? We were actually totally fine. We were very careful because my partner and I, we were going off to Scotland for a week after, so we wanted to
Mhm.
be healthy to make sure we can enjoy our holiday, and we were totally fine. Even coming home on the plane there, playing back, we were wearing masks. But just this last 2 days, like my partner definitely came down with something. It's not COVID, but like the event did have, people were testing positive, and then pinging people to be like, oh, you should check out because I tested positive, and
Yeah, it
yeah,
was.
it's gonna happen.
It's very good that people were so open about having tested positive. Like
Yes.
I can imagine in a different community, and maybe I'm just like creating a straw man here, but like people would kind of keep that hidden because they were a bit greedy or they wanted something, and like here it's like no, we care about the other people we play with, and that is very reassuring. I think it makes people feel safer in general. Like yes, seeing someone announce that they might have COVID is scary, but you feel safer going forward that the community is open enough about that.
Yeah, no, I respect that a lot.
Hmm.
All right. We'll see if this makes a big swing. It
Hmm.
might not. Just check 36 games, though this includes every version, including 59 and 44 card versions.
Yep.
Oh, you've been hanging out with the king too much, playing the 59 card decks, huh?
Yeah. Every 40 minimum corp can really become a 59 card deck if you think about it hard enough.
So here we really need Biovault because they have the money to run
Hey,
this.
John Bitor.
Hey, John Bator, how's it going? Inside job, nice.
Interesting.
All right, this
This is
allows us to
fine,
res ice.
right? Yeah.
Sorry.
I was saying that this is fine. Like this is
Yeah, this is great.
yeah, we like seeing them spend their inside jobs.
Yes, let alone if they think this is real, they'll go even further.
Mm.
Last weekend was Final
Last
Fantasy XIV Fan Fest, and sadly, a lot of people went knowing they had COVID. One of my friends ended up getting
mm,
it. Sorry, Dana. That's going to happen with a lot of folks
yeah,
for sure.
that's too bad.
I think they've taken the bait.
They thoroughly have. They've lost a lot of resources on this run too.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Pouch Server.
Yo, Seb, how's it going?
I think I was running your spin doctors that you gave me in
Yeah.
my corp deck.
Yeah, you see Pouch's off-world offices and spin doctors. I think they're the most common.
Wait, are they playing a 59 card 4419 deck? I don't
I
know.
don't think so, Flesh Blood. I think
No, no, no.
Sokka was talking about other decks he tested.
Yeah, we were talking about a 59 card version of this Corp deck, but we're not playing that right now.
Okay, so this is a line. We can let them trash the NGO front, and if they do that, we get a free Trojan horse. The other option is we allow them to spend all their money.
Mm,
We get the NGO front, and we jam next turn. I
I would
don't
rather
know
have
what's
the money.
correct. I think we
I
would
would
rather
rather,
have the money and just jam the SDS drone deployment.
yeah. Mm. Yeah. Now, of course, I've run 59 card Sunny decks before and done fine.
Because then they come after HQ if you do that. Yeah, fire all, we get a credit. Sick. So they have no credits, but they still have Miss so they can trash the NGO front. This is
Mhm.
going to be really rude. Res, gain 8, sorry. Credit
Yeah,
perfect.
that's
They
extremely
wanted the
rude.
credits to trash. Yeah, they have bones. Lava, how's it going?
Oh, Sunny, that's a name I have not heard in a year.
All right.
Yeah, Sunny is recently rotated. One of my favorite IDs ever. Not well, no, I like the Sunny faction. The Sunny ID, of course, not nothing to write home about.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They might be able to do this, but I don't think so. I love advancing this and making money. Like, our ability has fired a lot. A bunch of them were
Yeah,
like bad. Like, advancing the Hortum doesn't matter, but like everything else we advanced was actually pretty reasonable.
yeah. Advancing a Mess and Chester was obviously a huge amount of
Yeah,
value.
that's really good.
Yeah, Treeline, Aket, Pharos are all like pretty good advancement targets. But I think we've been pretty consistently making money off it. We
Yep.
are way richer than we would be otherwise.
Yeah, Doomrat, you're saying if they get in, we probably still, yeah, they have to trash a program and then we Hunter
Hmm.
Seeker them. So you're right. I think if they steal this, we're still pretty happy with it. But like, this is the
Hmm.
sort of plotting. It's like our first agenda push on turn 17. And like, we could have got 17 turns quickly. Like, we just have to play a bit faster. Send a message would have prevented the bounce of Pharaohs. That's true. I don't think we mind the bounce of the Pharaohs though, because if we trash their Kurapira, they don't have a Kurapira. Oh, apparently they're running. So I don't even know if we're going to have to be able to bounce the Pharaohs. Probably better than SDS. No, SDS trashes a breaker and then they don't have a breaker. Like them bouncing that is genuinely fine. We could actually slow roll it for what it's worth. Like we
Hmm.
could do double advance. So
Yeah,
what are they
interesting.
doing?
Just so the idea is we want to make sure that we have like clicks left over to recover from Hermes.
I don't think we need to though. It's like, what are they gonna
At th-
do?
at this stage, I'm not really sure what if that's necessary. Like we're triple advanced HQ, and yes, they'll bounce the Pharos, and that'll suck. But I don't know.
But like, if we trash their, I don't know how they break the tree line. If we just trash their Kurapira, like I think this is fine.
Tataki asks, is it more of a glacier style meta right now or more speedy? It
Speedy.
is such a it. You think it's more speedy? I
This
think
is
it's
the
a
only
very
glacier deck in the top cut.
right. I think the fact that this won Worlds is gonna kind of arguably make people want to play Glacier like this, but then like the response will be speedy runners.
We probably
I think the
wanted,
meta is actually fairly diverse.
yes. We had like punitive lists. We had like different op lists. We had rush lists. We had acid fast events
Hmm.
lists. We had kill lists. I'm gonna sneeze.
Hmm.
We probably should have kept a hedge fund.
Bless you.
Excuse me, and thrown out a second Barrows. Let's be honest. I just felt like we needed more barriers. Yeah, no, this is the only like pure glacier list. So
Hmm.
they can't get to the tree line. So we just res. We should res everything because then we have everything.
Yeah.
Winchester has 3 separate teams, so they technically have to like still break this thing, which costs them at least 3 more credits. Why didn't you play your free subliminal? I think we did. You don't want to play 2 of them because you only get to click back on the first subliminal, and we had 2 subliminals in HQ. It looked very healthy. I would argue that like the NBN acid spam decks are like exact sort of decks that casual players don't like to play. Arguably
Yeah.
this deck either they don't. It's not
Hmm.
incredibly unusual to have decks that are winning worlds that are not like fun casual decks. Like that's not
Hmm.
uncommon considering you're trying to push the game to the limit. But I would argue that like a lot of the NBN acid decks are I think incredibly powerful and like very, very difficult to deal with.
Yeah. It kind of feels like the CTM dominant meta
I
to a
think
lesser
CTM
extent.
was even more exciting. I don't
You
know.
think so? Like
The NH
CTM.
decks are like a grind. They're an absolute grind of like
Yeah.
they are trap decks to some extent though. That's interesting.
Hmm. The weird thing is like in CTM's heyday, AR enhanced security didn't even exist yet. Right? The way I remember it, like there was a massive CTM meta, and then like a year later we got
Yeah, I think
Ares.
Ares was later. but I
Mhm.
still CTM was still really great without it.
Oh, Tataki is not enjoying that. Okay.
The NEH decks are Yellow P. It's not my favorite. Yeah, they are kind of like Yellow P decks. Acid decks do very poorly into Hermes. I don't know if it's the first card. I'd be more worried about like
I
Hannah or
I
Miss
I
Bones.
I think Glacier suffers more from Hermes, arguably.
It's a
And yeah,
mixed bag.
yeah, there are cards in the meta that are good against assets like Miss Bones and Hannah are great.
Our
Um,
economy is gutted. We have no barriers on the remote server, which like that is a problem for us. Let's not pretend it's not. I'll get another ice here.
mhm.
We'll advance it. We're not going to afford it. No way this meta's worse than CTM. I don't think this meta's worse.
No, definitely not. I prefer this meta. I'm just like it. The NBN asset stuff just reminds me of that. With AR enhanced security on the table is like something I don't like playing against.
I watched Sokka explain strategy for beating the false lead NEH, followed it to a
Hmm.
T. The next time I played against I1, it was so cool to see strategy in action. That's like my
Oh, cool.
favorite thing about Netrunner. And you have so much
Mm-hmm.
agency, even more specifically, it feels like into a lot of asset decks where like every
Mm-hmm.
click, there's actually like 7 different options that are all kind of obvious. On this board state, our opponent doesn't have a lot of options. Like we
No,
forced that. The macro play of how
there's.
they got to this point, that's
Mm,
very much worth considering. But like with asset decks, there's so many ways to tackle it. And even Sokka was saying, like, this is what I expected to do. GG.
mhm.
Sorry
Yeah,
for the
they're
grind.
yeah,
Fix your
their
game.
deck
Yeah,
is
they're
deck
locked
is
out.
empty. Yeah, it's fine.
Yep, that'll happen. We saw this
Mm-hmm.
again,
Mm-hmm.
exact same thing. We got a handshake from Kuba, the guy we saw at Parkwell, the guy who his sister made these die, and same thing. Like price to cleaver, trash to cleaver. Good game.
Cool.
Super happy to hear that. Sokka says, yeah. But Sokka was saying too, it's like I think this is how you do it. Like deal with the
Mm-hmm.
economy assets. Make sure you're running early. Not all good. Very cool deck. Was sure if I go ham or try to set up. Yeah, it's a midpoint for sure. The Liberateds were sick, but I think you need to make sure that Maker's Eye lands,
Mm-hmm.
or you're spending a lot. To concede and save them is humiliation. There's no humiliation. Losing games is not humiliating. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, this glass, the Gaudy glass.
Oh no way!
Yeah,
Hey,
got that.
sick. Cheers. Thanks for the game. Yeah, we did some tourism stuff with Pat. We went out for a day together with Maddie, and we went to Parkwell. What else did we do?
Mm-hmm.
We went to the
Well,
Gothic Quarter.
we walked by the two. We walked by Casa Milo and Casa Batlo,
I think
I
so.
believe, which are
Yeah.
like the two apartment buildings designed by, or two of the apartment buildings designed by Gaudi. Um, yeah, and then we ended up in the Gothic Quarter. We went out for a great lunch, and that's the day that ended with like going out with Isengrin and his partner as well. Like
Yeah, it's
that
really
was
nice.
that was a pretty great day overall.
Yeah, really, really
And
happy with that.
it's great to spend time with Jeff. You know, someone that I've had like a one sided adversarial relationship with, and finally just burying the hatchet, just talking tree facts. Pretty good time.
It was so funny. I mentioned this on stream, but like we went out and like my partner's there,
Mhm.
Jeff's partner's there, and they're not the biggest Netrunner people. So like it probably was more, we probably shouldn't talk Netrunner the whole time, which we did
Yep.
it. But like it gave 30 seconds. Eventually it just became Netrunner. It was really,
Mm.
really funny to keep that back on track.
Hmm.
Pat, our tour continues. You got to pick the next
Oh
one.
yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Am I looking at your screen or am I looking at always be running? I'm
You're
gonna go to always be running.
That's fine. We'll find it from there.
Okay. Well, we just did a corp deck. Let's do Cable Carnage's Sable.
Hell
Cable
yeah.
Carnage's Sable.
Let's find that. It's Sable Carnage. Makes sense.
It's Sable Carnage. I'd also be okay with Green Sable, which was the third place, but let's do this.
All right, Sable Carnage, Second in World. This is the list. I really like this list. So
Hmm.
basic Sable. I heard the Snare Bears were testing Criminal. I've talked to Rangi Dodge on stream and saying like Criminal was to a lot of folks not the obvious choice of what to bring at Worlds.
Mm.
Like people have been memeing on Criminal for a long time now, but the idea is that Criminal is inherently really good into some of the matches that were expected to be at top table. So really good into HB, whether it's
Hmm.
PD or ASA. That's a great matchup for you. Really good into assets like NBN assets,
Hmm.
that sort of horizontal thing. Not the worst matchup into most Wayland stuff. Not great into that sort of like, grinder, that sort of like program destruction. But otherwise, seemed like a pretty safe choice. The only big thing with Sable is like if you get locked out, they can't make runs on central servers, which is not something you're expecting if you wanted to run into Asmari Glacier or whatever nightmare like that. That could have been a problem for
Right.
you. But as
You
long as
do
the
have
runs were good.
Boomerang. Yeah, you do have Boomerang and Inside Job to try and kind of fix that, get back on track.
But like the big thing is
Uh,
like, how do you get value from Info Bounty or Sable if you
of
just
course,
can't
yeah.
make cheap, valuable runs? So
Hmm.
that's a cool dinner time. Heading on now. Enjoy the games. Thank you, Sokka. Thanks for dropping in and get once again.
Yep.
Congrats.
See you
I'll
later.
plug Sokka's stream. I hear he's going to be streaming a bit more. Hopefully your interviews went well as well. Eh? Cool. So nothing too flashy. We have one of each breaker suite. I was saying this
Hmm.
on stream on Tuesday. It's really nice. It's a bit of a kind of a whiplash. The old meta before rotation, having an Amaku around was something that you decided on the matchup whether you wanted to keep it. But
Mm,
specifically in this meta, you actually can always keep it around because there's no longer cards like IP block that
yes. Yeah.
punish you for having one on the table. So
Yep.
specifically, you can just go ahead and give me one second. You can go ahead and just keep it around. So eventually,
Hmm.
when it gets enough virus counters, as much as a virus is present in the meta, you can use it, and it actually works really well because we all have Echelon. It's a bit wild that you're importing a killer into criminal. That feels a bit
Hmm.
perverse. And you have Unity, which both scale on breaker suites, so you actually have
Mm,
4 breakers that you care about. Our influence. We have a lot of the other criminals you see in the top cut are spending so much influence on things like Diesel and Dr. Nuka and I guess Deep Dive also on Sable lists. But our
yeah,
influence is
this one a
on,
lot less so.
yeah, we have one
The
Mystic
Mystic.
Miami. Again, this
Hmm.
gives us non-interactive economy over time, really nice. And Paladin Puemo, exact same thing. And then this works with the best multi-access card right now in the format, the Twinning. And then once
Exactly.
you run out of events and once you run out of things to install, you just have Chesva. And the one of Chesva I love so much because it's not a card you want in your opening hand. You want it once you have your breakers
Mm.
and your setup. So one of makes a lot more sense than a lot of two ofs. And then the idea is that if you're running central servers, you're guaranteed a Twinning charge, which is amazing. You and
Aurora says, "You and Pat are looking like the Canadian Netrunner Wiggles."
that is actually very true. And we don't know what
Yeah.
Wiggles are in Canada, but I promise you, I think at least
No,
we
is this
know.
some kind of a Fred Penner situation? That's what I'm the impression I'm getting.
Yeah, they like do music for kids, and they had different people come in and come out. They're like, I think they're Australian, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
Okay, well, I think Andre and I are more like the Lois and Bram of Netrunner.
Thank you.
Uh, BT6 Gammer says Nard.
Hey, BT6 Gamer, how's it going? There's no more IP block on the turns table. Yeah, there is other
Yeah.
cards that like hurt AIs, but there's
Well,
nothing that punishes you for having them installed.
it's more like cards that are better against AIs than other things, but
Yeah.
IP block is one that actually actively sucks to have an AI out when that hits the table.
Yo, this is my 1000th deck. Let's do it. Also, Roar, I'm pretty sure we
Ooh.
had a comment about some pronoun stuff, and like I didn't know how to respond because you said something, and I was like, wait, but this is slightly different, but I don't know if it's the same. And
Mm.
I don't know. I hope I didn't come off as ignorant, but you did a really good response, so I appreciate that. All right, Sable Carnage, Sable. Yeah, the deck lists names from Cable Carnage were really good. Nyusha, Sable Sintashta.
I didn't catch a lot of your Tuesday stream. Of course, I do work during the day supposedly. So I did check in on you were talking about you were going through the list of like system update cards that we'll lose when Dawn comes out.
Yep.
And I'm glad that you mentioned Egret as being mostly just there to feed my own perverse deck naming convention.
Yeah, and eventually, man, you're gonna have to like attach your horse to a different horse
Yeah, I
pull.
mean, unfortunately for everyone else, I am on the narrative team and I have some
Oh
sway on what
no.
cards are named. So we'll see what happens. I have already named one card in a way that I'm just hoping becomes a pun meme. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yo, I have enough. Sorry if this is a bit off topic. Curious how you would defeat this Maria tech deck from Canats round 2. Huge Ice seems unpassable. So this deck is actually really
Mm,
good. Twinning is really good because it's a way to do multi-axis that is not attached to a committal run, so that it's
mhm,
always a threat constantly. You'll actually see the next game coming up on the channel is that deck again because Isaro made it to the lower finals. And I don't want to spoil
mm,
the outcome of the deck, but like you see an Anarch matchup as opposed to a Shaper matchup. And then cards like Hippo, cards like Banhar that go away
mm,
to destroy ice or bypass ice in an interesting way are actually incredibly favorable into the matchup. It's not an
yep.
easy matchup, but it's a doable matchup. As much as I think that Shaper was like without it specifically did not have like ways to deal with bigger ice. It did not have what's it called, Takobi or Turbine. So it that was not a great matchup.
Mhm.
But I think it's beatable. No worries, just minor miscommunication. No, I appreciate it though. All right,
Yeah.
PD. In theory, that should be a good
Okay.
matchup for us. We have Pinhole to deal with the Managram Skunk Works, that sort of
Of
stuff.
course.
There's some interesting PD lists that I haven't seen play, like the Midnight 3 Arcology big deal ones. I'm excited to see if that shows up. But this hand, not amazing.
Sorry,
What?
what?
Sorry?
Sorry, you said Midnight 3 Arcology
Yeah.
in a functional deck? All right, cool.
Yeah, almost made the top 16.
Wow.
That's a
See,
much better hand.
again, like cards that I ignore. I give cards that I gave up on almost immediately, like like Midnight 3 Arcology. But
You and I both. Okay, Archives is
yeah.
the mark. So we can get our info bounty down. We can dirty laundry it. We can get a turtle down. The question is, in what order can we do all of that?
Mm,
Early turtle's really good. We have to watch out for Hagen, which will trash the turtle really bad. So
yep.
we would love an R&D mark here. Arguably, we can just smash HQ, and I think we do just smash HQ here. There's nothing that hurts us. Force it.
Well, Archives is the mark.
Yeah. We'll do it after. We'll do like info bounty, dirty laundry archives.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a good
that's
one.
the only thing that hurts us. That's totally fine.
Uh-huh.
They just spent 6 credits there on 0. That is
Yeah,
the
that
only thing that would hurt us. This actually might be the Midnight 3 Arcology deck because it was on 2 m.i.c. But that's the
hmm.
only face check. And like I keep saying, face check into HB stuff on turn 1 if they have nothing in archives. And that is the one thing that hurts.
Hmm.
So here we can dirty laundry archives. We can run R&D. That's fine. We can't,
Yeah.
unfortunately, get info bounty down.
Well, why don't we oh yeah, we're doing that for of course.
Yeah.
For the click.
Info dirty, then turtle the other stuff. I wanted to face check HQ because they drew with the spin doctor and they have 6 cards in hands and after a mulligan,
Yep.
so they likely have 2 agendas in HQ. I wanted to force a res, especially also if it's a gatekeeper or a Hagen. Getting those resed early for Amaku is like the world of difference.
Hmm.
Hedge fund, that's a bad draw for them. Happy with that. With YDL, Midnight 3 is like an off that draws cards in exchange for a weak turn right after the big draw. Yeah, I want to see what it
Yeah.
does. This might be the list. Second spin
You,
doctor.
you know,
Yeah,
it's
this
funny.
is the
So
list.
okay, cool, very cool. I was thinking that like I was gonna dirty laundry R&D and like ignore the mark on archives, and in the end, that's basically exactly what
It's the
happened. Like I don't
same.
think it's no different.
It's the same, yeah. I might have taken a draw
Uh,
instead of running R&D. Yeah, with our hand, I think that makes a fair bit of sense. I do want to
Titaki,
go ahead.
off is off-world office, which is a neutral agenda that gives you money.
All right, we're going to lose a click here. If they trash the m.i.c. this soon on, great. Good for them.
That's fine. Like
That's fine.
leave it open.
Yeah. Rogue Corp on turn 1 is usually easy. Yeah, until they play too big to fail. Managarm, we have bad pub. We're going to get a click back. We're going to get 2 credits after the run.
That's a good point, Thanos. I have been correctly educated.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that is better. Okay. Now I don't want to run R&D because if it's a drafter, it's pretty bad for many reasons. So we need to start setting up, and our board is not very good for that. That's something.
Avanav, dudes, love your content. Thanks for the responses. My brother and I are trying to get into Netrunner. Have printed off SG and SU21 to get started. Your vids have been amazing to help us learn. That's
Oh,
really cool.
cheers. Glad you've been
Yeah.
enjoying. The game is killer. And let me tell you, if you're not involved in green level clearance, get involved
Yep.
in green level clearance. It's
It's
such
a
a good
Discord
community.
server. Yeah, look up the Discord server, Greenovo Clearance. It's specifically a new player friendly Discord server, and everyone there loves the game and loves to help people get into the game and appreciate the game.
I think hitting a drafter here would be so bad for us that we're going to avoid doing it. This is where we get down the Amakua, we run archives, but we can draw first. That's good. They might score out with Seamless. So we'll get the Amakua, we'll start the threat. So this gives us 2 credits clicklessly.
Start building up those virus tokens.
Could have drawn once more. And then we'll get down to Hermes. Yeah. Yeah, new players. Yeah, right? Yeah, well, no, it's really, really good. Okay, so here they score out. This is why we got this down last click. So it is the Midnight 3 Ecology.
Okay,
so they don't discard. Now they return a card to hand, so they seamless launch that, so we can open up R&D. They add the seamless launch back. So now getting into HQ, we just need 4 counters. I wish here. Oh, we have a boomerang. That's nice. So boomerang into diversion's good. The threat is they have weird digital life here. That's like why they want the big hand size.
And Hermes actually only helps them in that regard.
Yeah,
they're really foisted on our own Picard.
So we're just gonna try and get the Amaku up. I don't know if this deck has enough slots from a virus, considering it's like doing wild stuff. We can draw once. There's nothing we can really play on this hand. We're gonna run. Yeah, that's not great. We want to get that down at some point. Another Managarm. Oh, Archives is the mark. I meant to run Archives there, not R&D. Yeah, Rongi, we're saying wait. It's because I ran the wrong server there. Also, Eric, how's it going?
Yo.
Yo, Rongi, I only started to read your deck list. Your deck list right up with the bench. Like, man, Ian, such a nice guy. Such a thoughtful dude. That's correct. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I ran the wrong server. So now we can run back. So we wasted a click. Do we want to trash a managram for 2 credits with bad publicity? Generally, maybe.
I
The
think
issue here
so.
is if we do credit class act,
Hmm.
we're on 0 and then we can't play anything. So our way back into the game is like Boomerang Diversion, which is a 3 credit play. So I think for that
Hmm.
reason, we don't do it.
Yep. Thanos just pasted the Discord invite for Greenable Currents in the chat. You can trust Thanos. I vouch for Thanos.
Yeah. No, that's it. It's invite/GLC.
Hmm.
Spin Doctor for hedge fund Spin Doctor. So they are not drawing the managram. So glad we didn't trash that, I guess. This could be anything. They didn't YDL.
They didn't YDL.
Axolotl is back. Yeah, she never went anywhere. All right, I'm just going to send it. Choose install piece of ice. You got it. Mystic. HQ's the mark. Could not ask for better. Oh, they actually can trash the m.i.c here. That'd be kind of bad. Ranga Diversion's back on the menu. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually going to be annoying. If I were them, I might consider it here.
But then they have an open HQ. They need this to be a Rashida. So
Hmm.
yeah, they can trash this and we can't lose a click. We'll see if they do. They didn't.
Okay. I'm happy about this.
Info bounty. Shuffle.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's a huge, huge boost for
Why
us.
do we only have 5 credits?
Yeah,
Info
we
bounty
should.
doesn't work. Oh, it's a breach trigger. Yeah. I forgot that doesn't work.
Oh, gain 2 if you breach the server. Wow, that's funny.
Yeah, so it doesn't work with sec testing, right?
Hmm.
On 3 credits, they can res drafter. We can deal with that. You can still smash the remote. Yeah, I think we will because we can break the drafter. We have bad publicity.
Mm-hmm.
We need to because if this is Rashida, it's a problem. So that is the only bad res. But now they're on 0, so that has to be Rashida for them to have a game here. And at this
Yep.
point, they don't have a remote anymore. Now, if they draw 3 here and hit a your digital life, which they didn't have the prior
Mm-hmm.
turn, that's a bit dodgy. Like that's a really cool combination of cards. But this thing is 6 strength.
Yeah, Eric, I'm repping the merch tonight. I thought Andre would be as well, but we don't have to. We don't always coordinate. And I actually that brings up something that I was gonna talk to Andre about in
Oh my
private off
god, if we get
stream.
YDL'd here. Yeah, sorry, Pat. What's that?
Oh well, I think you should sell merch at Worlds.
I think I probably should. The last time
Hmm.
we made t-shirts, we sold them to Montreal Meta. I lost a lot of money on them. Like, I don't,
Oh,
the t-shirts are nicer t-shirts than they ought to have been, maybe, because I
this
wanted
is
to wear them.
this is an extremely nice T-shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like not the cheapest t-shirt.
Hmm.
But like then I don't know how much people want to pay for a t-shirt. Do you know what
I
time is
think if
Patreon fuck time? Thanks, Jeff. No IDL, but a hedge fund. Let me buy a Metropolitan t-shirt. I'll make more, okay? The problem too is like they're so simple. Like the Torsog
Mhm,
City Grid one that I run like has cool style on it. This just says the brand,
mhm.
which is just like welcome to Netrunner font. They didn't hit a YDL skill issue.
Wow.
It was going to be a problem. All right, they're on 9 credits
Um,
though.
yep.
We're not doing anything.
I think
Simple
if
is
you get a
good.
local artist to do like a Metropole Grid themed alt art card, people would buy that.
Well, I have the art of me that I need to do something with.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Okay, Bravado on their remote server is pretty tight. Running archives pretty neat too. We have to watch
Hmm.
out though because I'm pretty sure the deck is going to have Hoggins in it, and that's going to be a
Mm,
nightmare. So they're not doing anything. So why should we? You know,
that's a good point.
Roggy
Yeah.
is roasting you in chat for no YDL. We said he was a really nice guy, but you don't have a YDL.
Hmm.
Okay, Bravado
Yeah.
remote server is nice. We break
He
this for
turns
1
on you.
credit. This turns that, and then we can run HQ. Let's do that. I drew 7 cards. Tell me about it.
There we go, Sangren. That's how you do a Patreon push.
Jeff, thanks so much. If you can afford it, Andre's work, you should consider throwing him a few dollar dues. Thank you, Jeff. That's very kind. I don't have that link on hand. Obviously
Hmm.
I should. Also, question: doing a touristy visit to Montreal, Canada, at the end of January, completely wild. It's cold.
It's cold. It might be pretty snowy. Like but for some people that is like iconic Montreal.
Yeah.
I actually don't like Montreal in the summer. I think it smells bad. But I think Montreal in
Oh,
the winter
yeah.
is wonderful. Um,
Yeah.
you wouldn't
Th-
necessarily appreciate that like the cobblestone streets of old Montreal because they'll be covered in ice and snow, but you'll still see all the beautiful street art. Uh, you still get like the I don't know. It depends where you're from, like what you might appreciate about Montreal. People who come from
so
Europe don't appreciate the same thing of people who come from like the States.
It's cool how close Montreal is to Barcelona in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
What I was gonna say is that a lot of people go to Quebec City in about February because they have like Carnival. Fuck. Um, but Montreal's really nice. You have to be
Hmm.
ready for the weather because it is harsh. But there's always this thing. So there's that, amazing film called Eurotrip, and there's this one line that lives rent free in my head where I
Hmm.
think they go to Bratislava, and they go
Hmm.
there, and Bratislava looks, as a joke, not really nice. And so the guy
Hmm.
says, "It's a good thing you came in the summer. In winter, it's very depressing." And it's just like the funniest line for many reasons.
Yeah.
Montreal's not like that because in the winter it's really good, but like people make an effort not to be outside because it can be really bad.
Yeah. Yeah. It can be, but also, you know, it's a city that kind of is so used to bad weather, like bad winter weather, that some people really revel in it. Like you will see a city that's still fully functional, except for the occasional viral video of a bus like colliding with several cars because it's like trying to brake on a very slippery incline street.
Thought like the only thing that punishes here is gatekeeper. We're one short, but I'm dealing with Hagen, but that's a gatekeeper.
Mm.
That actually saves the archives too, because I think there might be agendas in here, but now they're gonna get a YDL for sure. I want to visit Canada so badly. It's a winter girl born into an Australia world. Yeah, yo, like if you're a winter person and like my partner's a winter person, it's kind of the
Hmm.
best. So we
Oh
know.
yeah, if you're from Chicago, like it's not going to be a lot colder than that. Like I think Chicago is probably very similar.
We're going
Um,
R&D. There's nothing we can't break. It can't be the third gatekeeper. That's literally impossible.
mhm.
So we'll draw two. We'll install Paladin. We have bad publicity. We actually could get the class act down for 2 credits. That seems doable.
Oh yeah, Bayou Bands with bad pub is actually pretty functional, right?
Yep. We can lock two. YDL. Hedge fund. Really bad. We can run HQ here for a single. We know they have one thing in there, but this is a free run. Your trip was a movie I watched constantly in college. I don't know how well it holds up. There's just that line that I really like. It probably
It,
doesn't hold up well.
is that the one where Matt Damon sings "Scotty
Yeah.
doesn't know"?
Yeah,
That
it's
is
about
the one.
Damon.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I get a few of those movies of that era mixed up quite a bit.
We have to trash this, right? Like it's not even up to us at this point.
Yeah, I think so.
That sucks. Our economy is
Yeah.
gutted. This is not going well.
Mhm.
What's
I
winter and
mean,
summer?
there.
All I've known is tropical
Yeah.
heat. It's like kind of like that, but it makes you feel numb after a long enough time. Upgrade an HQ. We've gone through one in Managarm, so that's the second Managarm. So HQ is probably messed up. We have no money. We have bad publicity. Our
Bad
running
pub's good
archives now
enough.
cost a credit. Do we just no free lunch for 3 credits? I think we do. Snap
Yeah.
trash. Yeah. All right. We'll snap trash this.
Mhm.
We'll force the spin doctor by dirty laundering our archives.
Hmm. That'll make us some money because we're using the Miami credit.
Yep. And we want a twinning every turn. So this will shuffle the spin doctor.
Hmm.
So NFL go to 3 credits and DL archives. Chat delay is sick. Because
Yeah.
sometimes we get it. We saw they shuffled back, what was it? 2 face downs. And so now there's a Rashida in there. Their hand is probably really messed up. So we want to force them to res the Managarm at a minimum. We have 1 bones in
Hmm.
the deck, I'm pretty sure. So here we can get them Paladin. We can run R&D and C2. They shuffle back 2 agendas, so it seems like a good spot.
Yeah.
I hope Australia
Yeah.
does not
And
become fire this season. Gosh, that's such a sad sentence. But admittedly, yeah, it's true.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, they res more.
Okay, that's fine. We can
Our
break it.
clicks are worth a credit, so we might as well. We're gonna see 2 here. We can steal Iqua. Enigma. YDL. Okay.
Nope.
Now we can no longer afford the class
I mean,
act.
put down Paladin, right?
Yeah,
Put
for
down
sure.
Paladin,
But then
take
we have another
credit.
click. I think we draw put down Paladin.
Oh
Because it's a
yeah, that
class
makes
act
sense.
draw. We should have done that sooner. Unity is really bad into m.i.c for a long time, so I'm just gonna get the
Mm.
inside job for the remote server, and we'll get that's a Paladin.
Hmm.
I say on stream that's a Paladin, and like I don't know if that is a reference that lands or not.
Wait, you say what on stream?
Why are they playing Seamless Launch here? Oh, that's a Paladin. What are we casting?
Hmm.
There's the Simpsons part where they have the old man
Oh,
teach.
oh my God! Of
Yeah,
course,
he's
right?
teaching class and he just keeps saying that's a
Yep.
paladin.
Yep.
That's
That's
a
a Paladin.
paladin. That's a paladin. Okay, so they res the Managarm because on the axis of the Hermes. We allowed them to
Mhm.
res their ice on HQ. They're going to purge soon. So we actually do have to transition to breakers, and our breakers on the bottom of the deck. That's not good
Yes,
for us.
this is absolutely what they're prepping for. Like, okay,
Yeah.
wall off archives. Don't let them get free accesses on the Amakua.
But I think this is okay. Mind you, we can sit back a bit. We're not making money. That obviously doesn't sound good, but we have a bunch of sure gambles in the deck. I feel like we trade a dirty laundry that costs us 1 credit for like an R&D run, and they pop the M.i.c. That's fine for us. But here we probably like dirty laundry server 3 and force a res, right?
We dirty laundry server 3. I guess so. Yeah.
I'd set up to IGHQ for 3 accesses next turn. Yeah, I like that.
I don't know.
I believe you have a letter for me. Good. What's your first name? Remember so many fire season Christmases as a kid having to move out of danger zones? Oh, shit.
Mm.
Fire seasons are already terrible this year, and it's going to get worse. I'm really sorry to hear that. I think that's a lot of places right now that like it's you think it's bad now.
Yeah. I
Um,
have a few members of my family who work in wildfire fighting and like silviculturology or whatever it's called. And so like every time there's a fire season, I feel like I'm acutely aware. I know it's scary and dangerous for everyone, but I'm always thinking like, oh yeah, I wonder if my cousin is in the middle of that raging inferno, saving houses or something.
three
I
guys
guess
in
that
a
was
hotel
kind
would
of
have been mine.
yeah.
This will be
Three
fine
cars in
too.
a hotel would have been mine.
They're gonna
And
purge
Solar
next
Fries.
turn, so maybe the hotel is good. But this is the way again. We want to get 120 a turn for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Earthrise and click for 3 is fine here. I feel like I have a problem playing Earthrise, and this is going to show you why. And this is where we're going to get punished because we don't have the Earthrise draw here.
Mm-hmm.
So here we can inside job and see 3 cards. We'd have to pay 8. So we're going to pay 1 for this. We're going to pay 5 and then 3. Or we double click. I think a double click is fine unless we steal a 2 Iqua. I think we inside job HQ. So that costs us 9. We spent 2 clicks. We have 1 click left. We trash this for 3. Yeah, F it. Let's go.
Yeah. Detective. I think the Simpsons episode with John Waters probably still holds up. I haven't seen that episode in a while, but like I think about it so fondly. Spending clicks, yeah.
Sick.
There we go.
Oh, the
Bounce.
paladin's gonna leave.
Oh
Oh, this
no.
is where we get a free Earthrise. Hermes, unfortunately, back to hand.
Mm-hmm.
Iqua.
Oof. Ooh.
If we steal that, paladin leaves. But we have bad publicity, and
That's
this is how we win the game.
probably okay. Yeah, this is probably okay. Probably worthwhile.
Wrap around. Shit, that's ugly. All right, well, we can trash
Feels fine.
another card. Kill the class act? Yeah, that's right, because you get a free class
Oh,
act.
fair.
next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
another
a good
card.
point. You can just play it again.
Why'd you bring me to Gay Steel Mill? I don't know. Very nice if you're still up. My dad's a firefighter. It's always stressful when there's big fires. I could only imagine. Yeah. Not a big fan of companions. Oh, where'd that server go? But with the change to like paperclip and all this stuff, there's a real cost on this. Yeah, now they've got text. It wasn't really that way back in the day. Okay, so we don't have an inside job. They're probably going to seamless out. We have to build counters here. Archives is our mark. That's kind of sick. So
yeah,
we need to find a run event.
I would even say that's an easy mark.
Okay, Patrick. We need a run event though.
Oh,
we need an event. We need an event to play for Mystic.
Well, then why don't we play a class act and draw a card?
You don't know how the card works. Oh, you do know how the card works. No. Sorry, I take that back. Oh, it's a connection.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
Oh, no. They do have text.
Yeah.
This whole time they had text.
Favor for Unity, it doesn't really matter. Like, we don't have money to break anything. Like, we're expecting this to be barriers. We just draw. Yeah, we'll get Earthrise down. Oh, this is what we wanted. This is what we wanted. We figured it out.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Damn it. This whole time.
Yeah. Okay, this seems like a good run. We see a seamless launch. So what are they doing? So we get Earthrise down for sure for a click. I think we just farm archives for a credit to get an Abaku counter. Seems like a fair trade. Are you with me on this?
Yeah. Sure, I trust you.
I'll just put this down before we forget.
Yep.
Had to remind two people the no connection text on Flybot Worlds. Yeah, Kira, how's it going? Nice to
And
meet
you
you.
neglected to remind two people just now. So how's that feel?
Do we class act to save Valley credits? Thanos, you've fallen into the trap that we have never fallen into yet. Oh, no, 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 no. Sorry, I misclicked. You see, the fact that we're playing all the different worlds decks means that we get to have a bit of a glimpse into the
Into the
minds of
minds
so
of
many different people, understanding the connection
exactly.
clauses.
Mm-hmm.
All right, triple advance. That's the bad one.
Okay,
Do you want to
this is
bounce
fine. We
inner or outer?
outer.
Good
Actually,
choice.
I always bounce inner, but you know what? Let's do outer this time.
Yeah. I mean, trash class active piece of pally wine. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here they're trying to close out. I think they have a biotic. That's not that big YDL for money, whatever. Icing up archives. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
here the problem with Amakua is um is that we can't break any ice. That's the problem
That
with
is a
Amakua.
that is a problem with Amakua, yes.
So we could run
But
server 5.
what my theory presupposes is
Yeah.
we run we just play mutual favor
For
the
what?
hard way the hard way, and we just bring out something. What do we have? We
Okay.
got we got echelon.
But hear me out. If we
M.I.c.
install Unity, we
Mm-hmm.
have to break this for 5 credits. We just can't do that. That's not possible.
Yes, we can. We only have to do it once. We
To
have one
win,
bad pub. Well, no, once to bring Amakua back up to 4.
what you said was very reasonable.
I know. I'm a reasonable person. People say that about me all the time.
Okay, Patrick, you win this one. Let's go
Okay.
C3 cards.
Do you remember when Mystic Miami threw Paladin Poemo off of Hell in a Cell?
You keep bringing it up, and I was
Yeah.
there. I'm gonna see all 3. We're gonna win. Good
There
game.
we go. There we go. There we go.
Deck is good. Criminal feels fun. Like it's not
Mm-hmm.
autopilot, but like it feels really fun to like be aggressive and do stuff. It's a good game. Amaku feels good. Still don't really get the lore of the companions effing you up if you eat too many agendas. So it
I
seems
think
like it
they're
was a
bad
shaper
friends.
card. I think it actually does. It's meant to like, yeah, I think they're bad friends, and it kind of like the idea that it's it's rude to be bad at WoW. You know what I mean? Like we're looping into
Yeah.
that territory, but I think it
No,
does loop into
I
the.
haven't watched that video, but I get what you mean.
Mhm. Was too greedy on that no yodel turn. Should have shuffled some gems back in case I
Mm-hmm.
didn't. But yeah, I think it preys on like it's maybe not the way that they do things, but it's more so the sort of like Hoshiko's dependence that is not healthy on the digital space, arguably. Was the virus thing
Look,
on Worlds for Amakua? It was less than it was in Continental season.
but it was still present. I don't think it was just for Amakua though. I think it, it was
No,
Clot and Amakua,
it's
and
Fermenter
Fermenter was still
mostly.
present. Yeah,
Yeah. Hey, cheers to you.
yeah, good game.
Yeah, it was. So the last Continental season, it was the most Mavirus there's ever been in the game. And then at
Mhm.
Worlds, it died down a bit. So a lot of the decks that were on 2 Mavirus were on 1. Some of them were on 1, they were on 0. But like, we also had a while where there's a lot of op lists that all the op lists were on 3 Mavirus. That wasn't the case for all the op lists, but like, we hit peak Mavirus and now we came down. It's still high
Mhm.
than you'd expect, but it's not like absurd.
Yeah, I actually just finished watching the latest Dan Olsen documentary. This is financial advice while playing Mario Wonder yesterday. It's kind of doing both at once. Not, I guess, not giving full attention to either. You could say.
Yeah.
Uh, but he brings up something interesting. Man, it's such a fascinating documentary. I mean, like he has gone from talking about like movies and doing deep dives on like cinematography and editing of Suicide Squad
Yep.
to like
It's a good one.
most most of his videos now are about like conspiracy theories basically. And things I didn't even realize the GameStop thing was a conspiracy theory, but it absolutely is. It's wild. A lot of
I only
stuff.
watched the first hour of that one because it's like a 2.5 hour epic, but like,
Yep.
it's hard. It's like you should just keep it at. You should watch Dan Olsen films. They're really, really good. They're some of my
Yeah.
favorite.
I
Uh,
find like the NFT one I found entertaining enough. I actually watched it in basically one sitting.
oh, me too. Yeah,
Yep.
the NFT one, I feel like the line goes up is like probably the easier one to watch, even if you
Hmm.
don't like you're the sort of person who's like, I don't understand what blockchain is, which like that's fine.
Hmm.
I feel like at the end where they start talking about those what are they called? Those like self-governing law groups.
it,
That got a bit more
it gets in the weeds, but I feel like
yeah.
he doesn't do a terrible job of explaining it. Because he has to. Like I think like he makes himself bulletproof by actually
Yes.
giving it the explanation it deserves.
This is financial advice is really fascinating. The opening to the
Yeah.
financial advice video is really good, just like really well edited as well.
Hmm.
I've watched one goes up more than once.
Yeah.
Not on the same day, Aurora. That's hardcore, but I've watched it more than once. Also, me and the
Hmm.
squad when they say there will be video essays at the point, it's really funny. All right, we're on to RH, man. How are we doing on our tour? My camera looks like it's
Okay.
getting really framey on my side. Chat, let me know if that's just me, because
Mm.
it's warm in here. Okay, I love this deck.
All
Bringing
right. This is a
restoring
punitive
humanity to worlds seemed like a meme,
again. Yeah. Love it.
but I think this thing is fantastic. I love the fact that
Hmm.
we're on 3 Bacterial, 2 Fujis. We have some good lines to score with their Genesis. The deck is mostly 3 ofs. It's a relatively simple deck to play. You can
Oh yeah. Not.
largely play this deck somewhat in startup. It gets a bit more difficult because you don't
Hmm.
have Bacterial, but like this deck slaps. It slaps.
Not a single one of. That's really cool.
Yep.
That's it's a very consistent deck. I feel like like this is me giving advice to a world champion level player. Like I really like simulation reset in restoring humanity, and I was kind of surprised not to see it as a
Yeah.
way of like refreshing some important cards back into the deck.
I don't know if you need it
Hmm.
because you win.
I guess you just win.
That's the way I see it. Like you should
Hmm.
try and win. We also saw like so it was on not only Bridgman whose list is here, but like Jinsei Council. They finished what top 5, top 4 if I'm not mistaken on this list. And that last matchup I think is really interesting. I'd love to hear from Jinsei what they thought because I felt like they probably didn't push out fast enough because the Odals I think it was against Odal. The Odal Anarch deck eventually like just got barely over the ice and sat back and
Hmm.
made no successful runs for the first like 12 turns, which is right.
Yep.
Do
There
you have
is
any
a.
predictions on what's going to replace Turtle and Dawn? Well, that's a
I
harder
don't
question
think
to
I.
answer.
I don't think anything will replace Turtle in Dawn. I don't think that's what Dawn is trying to be. I know there hasn't been a lot of communication, so I shouldn't say what I think Dawn is. It's not like
Yeah.
it, but like I think Turtle is the kind of card that you don't. We can let Turtle go away and find something else entirely. Like I think that's totally fine. Turtle isn't necessary for the game to exist, right?
Yeah. Here, real quick, I just want to catch up on chat. It's really funny this first
Mm.
video changing from movie essays to larger essays on other topics was the April Fool's one on Fortnite. Oh man, I've seen so many good video essays on Fortnite. It is fascinating. In Search of a
Hmm.
Flat Earth is probably my favorite, though I'd love to see him come back and look at the
Yeah.
QAnon evolution. That would be really cool. Is the
Hmm.
Search for the Flat Earth one the one where he goes to the lake? Because that is one of my favorite
Yes.
ones. Oh, it's
Yeah.
so
That's the one
good.
that starts at the lake. I love that.
Yeah.
He
So
there's a
go ahead.
phrase he uses in financial advice. Like first of all, you saying hodl makes me think hodl, which is something that he says a lot in that one because he
Yeah, they
hates
all say that.
hodl.
Yeah.
But also there's a phrase he keeps saying wife changing money, and it's so stupid, and it's not a phrase I can ever like repeat even as a meme because it's just like it's obviously misogynistic, but like it's
It's
just
the
so
point, I
dumb.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so dumb.
Okay. One thing, Pat, before we forget, we should do this because I think a lot of the shots we just don't call hard enough on this channel. But
Yep.
like, we have a lot of time before Dawn comes out. But basically, say like for you, it's a bit harder, I think. But at least I'll do it
Yep.
to be like, this is
Okay.
what I expect to see in Dawn. This is how I
Hmm.
think we'll see this. Like, because there's a lot of relatively straightforward calls to be like, how do you make a
Hmm.
new account siphon? How do you make a like snake door beta? How do you redo hard hitting news, which we saw with Threat? Like, that's really cool. Okay, I'm gonna Hansei out the
Hmm.
bacterial and just chill. The way that you beat this deck is by stealing an early in agenda, so we probably want to just put a Vampire Nasa on HQ, call it a day.
Yep. Uh, Bridgman says he's seen a lot of people say this deck was a meme, and he's yet to see anyone prove it. Pretty
No, this
baller
deck
way
is
to
really
say
good.
that.
I think this
Yeah.
deck is actually quite good.
Hmm.
I think we'll put the Vampy on HQ because we need the card draw.
Is Dawn going to be set in New Angeles or Mars as a more core location in the story? I can't say anything, but like I think we've already really worked out the location that it's set in. So I
What
can't
the heck are
say.
you saying? Oh, like internally?
Yeah, like yeah, internally, like oh well, yeah, we
Okay.
know it's going to be. Yeah, I think like it's going to have a sense of place. Gateway is set on the moon. I don't think people really realize that.
We
But
should
so
iced up.
I hope that Dawn we like establish a bit more like the sense of place.
You're right. I don't think people noticed that. That's on the moon.
Mhm.
It wasn't very obvious. It's like
Oh,
obvious. We messed up. We
mhm.
should have definitely put it in unsea, but now losing 3 points on turn one, we're probably gonna lose the game.
Nope, because we're gonna. Well, we got one punitive in there, no YDL.
Yeah, so
This is
one you
this
need two
is fine.
punitive. No, we lost.
Well, one punitive is value punitive.
You don't value punitive.
Of course. What? Yes, you do.
No, you need them to win, man.
No, you value punitive because like no, you absolutely have to value punitive. I
I'm
don't
not doing
understand.
it.
Not you value punitive. People back me up here. Thank you, Tataki.
I'm not doing it. No
I no,
promise.
I think value punitive is core because like you are going to get to a point where punitives are no longer valuable, and you're going to regret not having value punitive.
You set up and draw the second one. Yeah, you try and sub. You don't value punitive. That's perverse. I don't want to
This
discard
anger.
any of them. We could
Once
discard
again,
the
this
subliminal. It's fine.
single-sided antagonism from you to me, undeserved.
Oh no, we
I don't.
shouldn't. Hold on, I'm gonna redo this because we. Hold on,
We're
I'm
gonna
messing this up, but I'm doing
because
this wrong so we can start over.
okay, but we're gonna draw
I
every
can't
single card.
untrash it. I can't untrash it. How come we can redo this part? We can't redo the other part.
Have we revealed anything?
No, apparently you can only redo the ordering. You can't redo the HQ ad.
Mhm.
This is awful. So now I can't add any of these cards to HQ. Ugga. I goofed that like really bad. Would you mind undoing click and coming back? We just add them all to hand. And I hope there's a punitive down. Judge? Yeah, tell me about it. Bacterial source? Yeah. I do think it has that number on is a bit too big for my taste.
Seven is a big number. It's bigger
I'm
than
just
people
taking all
realize.
of them so I don't have to think. And I'm leaving the top unknown. If it's an agenda, they can run that and then die. If they run archives, they die. And then I don't have to worry about the JNet interface of putting cards back.
Mhm.
What did they do? They clicked for credit? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, top deck punitive win.
Yes,
Ah, that's cool though.
that's not bad. Okay, but we've got a value.
What was Bridgman even thinking? No, we're
Do
not
you
valuing
do
it,
you?
Patrick. That's literally the win condition of the deck. We can't value it.
Yeah, but it's quickly going to become not a win condition once they get. Oh my god, I don't understand. I don't understand you. I don't
I
understand
don't know
this.
if you're doing a bit. Spin to draw the second. It is
If you don't value punitive right now, I'm going to
so
make sure that bacterial
yeah.
is reprinted in Dawn with identical text, but +1 to every number.
Okay, hold on. We could do the spin doctor. If
This
we
is
do
what
the
resolving a
spin
bacterial does to people.
if we do, take your time, if we hold on, I'll hit this button. If we do the spin doctor, we have a small chance of drawing to another punitive. We just need to make sure we have
Yeah,
the money up front. It's
we
6
don't.
credits, so no, we do. We have to boost each one twice, so it's 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2. We have enough money. So if the spin doctor hits the second punitive, we win the game.
Okay. So res.
We took our shot.
Okay, so a single YDL, and then we punitive once.
I'm not gonna do that, Patrick. It's important that doesn't happen. No, there's no way. We need to keep it in hand. So we'll keep the
Thank you.
YDL.
Tataki is 100% on my side, and I appreciate that about you, Tataki. Thank you so much.
I feel like we have enough money for a minute. I think we get rid of all the money.
We've got subliminal in hand we could have played as well.
Did we not play it?
I don't think
Oh, we
we
didn't play it. Yeah, we should have played it. Subliminal though, yeah, but it's better in the bin, right? Because of the yeah, no, we should have played it. You're 100% right. Yeah, so losing an early agenda is like the one way that you can beat this deck very consistently. Pika, nice. They have that down. So
Oh,
we'll
that was in
shuffle
hand?
back.
Wow. Wouldn't have been nice if it wasn't in hand anymore?
Yeah, whatever, dude. I think we'll leave the bacterial in there. It's a bit risky though. So actually we don't trash it, I don't think. I don't think we pop this. We want the bacterial in there.
I think we want the bacterial in there.
Sorry. This is an absolute wreck.
Bacterial reprogramming +1 coming Q4 2023. Is that what we said?
Thanks. Want a double IDL of no ice? I like the ice. I don't think we need 22 to 6. Like it's going to be enough money.
Hmm.
You can trash that if you want. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know. Maybe we are going to need the money. I don't think. Oh, it was one card further down. Patrick, we were so close.
Huh.
So here we could do Regenesis, but if we lose the Regenesis, we lose the game because there's no more punitive windows. So I think we're going to do a non-C Rashida.
No, we could just sextuple punitive.
Whatever, man. We'll do that.
Whatever.
Ow. Bacterial reprogramming. You heard it here first. Bait the archives, run a not fire, spins the second bacterial, finds second punitive. Yeah, I know for sure. Like we want them to steal the next bacterial. Like running archives here is a problem. Also, the fact that JNet does it for you, you don't see like how good RH is. It's fired every single turn.
Mm-hmm.
As unexciting as that is.
Do you think they're worried about like nightmare archives or something?
No, they just know that there's 3 points in there, and we probably have double
Yep.
punitive now.
Yep.
Think for a second, far ahead would be on a value punitive. Yeah, you trash their breaker and then action. Yeah, but then you trash their breakers and they bring it back with simul chip even cheaper. Like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What are they gonna do? SMC? What
I
breaker?
would like to
You
see.
can't break this. You're just gonna get value from the SMC overclock, but this is gonna fire if I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. If we're doing
Unity?
called shots and I'm not on the design team, I would like to see punitive back, but like based on threat. I think there's a way to make that sensible.
It's like basically the same text, right? It's like agenda stolen and threat. Fire all, yeah.
No, it would be different. Like play only if an agenda was stolen last turn, deal damage equal to threat, unless the runner like forfeits an agenda or something like that, like something major.
Yeah, maybe. I could see that. I
Hmm.
just don't know if you want a card that can just do like 5 meat damage.
But they can always avoid it.
Yeah, but I don't think NSG just wants games to be dragged on by forfeiting agendas.
Hmm.
Because then they can get to unwinnable game states, right?
That's fair. Although it's funny you're saying what NSG wants, and this NSG is saying I want punitive back, so we can do value punitive.
I think we push out the Regenesis here. I think we have to
I,
close the game.
I I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's a fair way to go.
We put this on server 2, and I think we can put the Vampy on archives.
Hmm.
Whatever. You say Mark Crowr? Nice. Crowr with the call? Watch the third punitive get drawn, commenting the value punitive is the correct course of action. You're technically totally correct. The fact that we drew all 3, the value punitive was now canonically correct. Tread lightly in this
That's a
day and
cool
age.
Mm-hmm.
That's really
Hmm.
cool. That's gonna hurt our economy.
Yeah, that's annoying.
M Crore 2. Fire all. Okay. Well, we paid 5 for that privilege. We don't have
It's
the
okay.
credits anymore.
Yeah, it's okay, Tataki. He said it. We're free now.
We're gonna score out. They have more money than I thought they would. Oh, oops, 4 points. Oops. Oopsie, 4 points. My bad. All right. They don't have to worry about money because they have all the money now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we probably should have played double YDL. We needed an
It's
extra
hard.
like 12 credits.
It's hard for Arisana to tread lightly because she's always on inline skates. Those things are kind of noisy. So good for her. I applaud.
Very good, man.
Yeah, that's why I'm on the narrative team. I get, and not on the design team.
Do you think it's easier to rollerblade or ice skate? And I barely know how to do one of those.
I think it's easier to ice skate, and I'm not. I am probably very similar to you in my capability of doing either. I know people who do quad skates, and they're
Those are
very
just
cool.
called skates.
No, they've got like the four wheels, but like in a square formation instead of inline.
Yeah, those are skates. Otherwise, they're
Those are just
inlines.
skates. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Like I think
No,
roller derby
no,
uses skates, right?
that yes, they do. Uh,
What are they breaking this with? Oh, Unity. That's an expensive run. They could die here. If they steal the Fuji, maybe they
Does that
die?
mean Whisper Quiet Bearings is a new card in Dawn?
Punitive. Yeah, I think we're just gonna push out the Fuji next turn.
When there was talk way back when like, oh, we know that, like, the shaper's going to be a skater. I was like, are they going to be like a roller derby person? And I just immediately started imagining like every connection is going to be a cheesy roller derby name.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, obviously it didn't happen, but someday I might be able to get Annette Damage as a connection resource.
That's terrible, man. I think that actually would be a problem.
Well, it's hard to translate.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true to do.
Hmm.
Easier to ice skate is such a Canadian thing to do. One needs a rink. I mean, like physically, is it easier to? Whoa, they have cool punitive tech.
Hmm.
Now, if we res this
Yeah,
for
that.
8, we go down to 5, which means we can fire animatic only once. That's probably good enough.
Yeah.
Event called Star Pass. Man,
Hmm.
I know so little about Derby besides that it slaps.
Yes, I remember that. I can't remember what the derby names are, but like I remember laughing out loud at some of them.
The punitive tech, too bad we're gonna score out. Yeah, exactly. Ari with Imp? Yeah, Ari with Imp is cool. Imp with Simulchip, like any deck
I
that
I
plays
like Imp a lot.
Simulchip,
Like
I'd consider it.
Imp is a pretty decent card.
Yeah.
I know, controversial take.
Pretty decent card. This, like, to me is one of the cards that losing from system update, like, NSG has to do a good job making new Imp. Because, like,
Yes,
not
like
only Imp
art.
is so good, it's the best character.
Yeah, yeah. I will miss Imp tremendously. Like I'm glad now we do have Imp at home. It's called Carnivore.
Ah, come on. Don't we can't the thing is like you can't play that in most decks.
Yeah,
Because it's
yeah.
a
There's a
console.
tremendous opportunity cost. If you
Yeah.
play that, you're not able to play, X cool Anarch console. But what cool Anarch consoles will be left once all of FFG rotates?
Yeah.
Demolisher?
I want Arsenal's wife as a connection in Lib 2. She's in the first one. That's Beatrice.
Yeah, yeah. But Beatrice is our son's girlfriend.
Aurora, it was there the whole time.
Yeah, it's
She's
in
on
the fiction.
she's in
Read the
there's a
fiction,
photo of
Aurora.
them in the background of the classroom. Back wizard, you won't. Whoa, is this only cost 4? Are we in trouble? No, we're not in trouble.
Hmm.
All right, well. Pay 2 and trash 2? Get out of there. Ah, we probably should just keep a punitive in case. Oh my god, what? Yeah! It's Beatrice's partner. If you read the lore, she
Hmm.
teaches her how to skate.
Hmm.
Except I think she skateboards, right? Like, I don't think she was actually skating.
I don't know. I think she was skating.
I thought they had a different, they both did something different. Maybe I'm just thinking the art on the R&D run, because there's one skateboarder, one rollerblader.
Wait, did they get married?
I don't know.
I edited that story. Am I misremembering it? I thought they were just a girlfriend.
What's the Beatrice narrative tie into why she's so damn cool with Wake Up Plant? Eric, what do you mean? Oh, I see what you mean now. Yeah. I get it. I get it.
Hmm.
There was no marriage. Okay. So they have to break this for 4, probably. The thing is, like, Fuji has active text, so like they can't fire an Anzi.
Chess girl.
She's woke.
Yeah, woke implant.
Oh, that's sick. That's really
Yeah.
good. Yeah, no need for Jay there for sure. That's
Hmm.
amazing. Oh wait, no, they'll imp it. Hush.
Maybe there was card text. I'll
Oh,
kind of look that up. We can make that canon. I'll talk to Aaron. Aaron, if you're watching, we can make that canon later.
wait a second. This is amazing because they're gonna imp the Fuji. Woke implant now canon. Could you say, yeah, for sure. Okay.
Okay, I'm looking at the art for Beatrice, looking for a wedding ring.
It's slash disable card. Okay, you have no text. All right, so they're gonna let this fire. So they're not gonna steal. So we're not gonna punitive. This is actually like really bad for us. We have to anoetic again.
Yeah, that hush is really frustrating too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Fire all. So at least we can like do this well. So We need an economy card we can play, but none of these are economy cards that we're able to play. So how do we get out of this hole? We're losing to Imp really hard.
I think
Oh,
we go back in time and listen to Patrick, is what we do.
no, 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 no.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
Three
yeah, yeah,
punitives,
yeah.
no non-punitives. The punitives don't matter because they're just going to Imp agendas. If only that was for Genesis and the remote server. Would that matter?
Hmm.
Oversaw with spin is cute. Yeah, I think we're going to have to. I think we're going to have to save it. Which means, well, like if they imp it, well, they might as well imp it. Thing is, like, they can also trash Analytic Void because they're on 1 credit. Like, I think we need to protect the Analytic Void more than we have to protect the Fuji. It's the only way to win.
Yeah, you're right, Tobal.
Whatever.
I didn't want to like reveal my prescient abilities. Since I, of course, I am like, the 20th member in line of the m.i.c cloning program.
I think you're meant to let them steal the agenda. They would have imped it. They wouldn't have stolen it. All right. Take your time. Yeah. Yeah, we've done this well. Shame you can't read Genesis if they imp it. Yeah, because it'll be face up. You're right. I genuinely don't know what to do here. We're short on credits.
I mean, I think we move
Fuck.
like Spin Doctor on top and draw, right?
Yeah, for sure. But like, do
Yeah.
we try and win off the bacteria programming? I
Hmm.
guess we don't, because we're gonna shuffle. So we'll do something like this.
Hmm.
Okay. So they take 1 damage. Okay. So then here we can choose to RH. If we do, we put back 2 punitives. IA Regenesis within the game, that's wild. Yes. Yeah, it would have. If we did their Genesis, because then we could use Anoetic to get the thing into it. It would have been really cool.
Oh,
You
that
get
would have
ice,
been
you start
great.
getting money. Yo, Seb, how's it going? I didn't meet you at Worlds, did I? Really wish I did. Yeah, so we have a hedge fund to teeny coming up. So you're right. I think we just get rid of the punitives here. I think we have to fire this. It just sucks that it costs
Yeah,
money.
yeah, I think so. We'll get it back.
Yeah, scoring out a Regenesis here would have been so cool. That's like a really
Hmm.
heads up line. I think we probably should have
So
seen it coming.
I know they have Samo chip, but do we overinstall the Anansi? Like, do we kind of give up on that and just like go for the
It's
double trash?
still a really good piece of ice for us.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Like, trashing the Ika kind of matters, but like there's no other thing on the table, so whatever.
Hmm. Yeah, fair.
So here, I think we just refill our hand and then click for 2 credits.
Sure.
I think we just click for 2 credits here. Right?
Yeah. I'm okay with this.
Wait, why did we not draw an ice for tattoo? Because the order it fired went through the tattoo first. Beatrice has a wedding ring. We will now. Like the spin doctor, we know what we're drawing into. It'll be double a teeny. So we are going to draw into an ice for tattoo.
I was looking for the wedding ring on Beatrice, and yeah, I think I see something that is a wedding ring. But then I got distracted by wondering, like, oh, what else does Win La Cabra illustrated?
Lots.
And yeah, well, just 8
Oh,
cards.
wow, really?
Win La Cabra did the 3 like connection resources from Ashes.
Class X, Nihilist,
the artist, the Nihilist.
Artist.
But then they've also done like I think I like their more recent stuff. They've done like cards with a lot of fun life in them, like regulatory capture, artificial crypto crash, post-truth
Cool.
dividend.
Yeah.
Debbie Downtown.
That makes sense.
I think I like the art on Debbie Downtown. Yeah, they're just a good like
Connections.
people like
Yeah,
small crowd
people.
scene kind of person, kind of artist.
Seb, we met briefly. Oh, that's even worse. So we know at the top of the deck is the Natini.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I probably didn't piece it together with your handle. My bad. Talk about events. As an Orthodox Jew, I'm bummed Sovereign of Subways is on Saturday because I'm local, so it goes. Oh, beans.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's Sovereign of Subways. That's the one that I think some people from Montreal are going down there.
Hell
getting
yeah.
themselves one of those fancy skunk works. Sorry, you can't go though, Leonard.
Yeah. They trashed their Unity for Hush. Yeah, they did. So this is really cool. They're farming our Nancy. So that's a click for 2 credit. We know that's a safe run, but this is just magnum opus. and then Urban Art Vernissage on top of it. But wait,
Uh,
we win now.
mm.
You can't do this. Am I missing something? That's the let us win button.
All right, then let's score that Fuji
Why
and
did that
win.
happen?
I don't know.
Maybe they can run it. GG. I didn't. Did you consider? Did you think you were locked from the remote? I think they could have like forced us backwards. Yeah, double victory, flatline, and 7 points is really sick. Was there anything in archives? No. Just all the punitives. The imp was super sick.
Oh yeah, we win both ways. That's pretty funny.
Yep. That counts as 6 points for the match if you
Yeah.
play single-sided Swiss.
Thanos is asking, "What's your wish list for Archer of the Dawn?" That's a good question.
Yeah.
Like Archer has been one of my favorite pieces of ice for so long. It's so pricey. I would I would even like I still want like a big scary piece of ice that you need to forfeit agendas in order to res. I think that still very
Yep.
has a lot of potential. I think like but the fact that there's so many ways right now of like not caring about strength or subroutines that it feels really bad to like res that into a ban obviously 4 subroutines into Banhar is not is not nothing to sneeze at, but I would make it cheaper. Like if you forfeit an agenda, like it's free, maybe something
Yeah.
like
Well,
that.
that was the issue with like, and I don't think that's the reason it got banned, but like we saw that in Tithonium.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Archer, you
Real
can only
quick, I
res at threat 4, maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised. Also, Kira made the same joke. Uh, I wouldn't be surprised if Archer came back as something like Robin Hood esque, considering how Archer is portrayed very doofily on the Living Mural.
Hmm.
Yeah, because that's the problem. It's like Archer's baked into like 2 NSG arts, Revolver and Living Mural, and it's weird to see that guy go.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
hey, Cat.
in the story for which Sundog
Oh,
gets
yeah, right.
murdered, of course. Yeah,
Yeah, Sundog
Archer is an
gets.
iconic piece of ice. But I mean, like iconic characters can keep returning. Fisk is on Artificial Crypto Crash,
Yeah,
and I think
yeah,
people are quite happy with that. If Archer becomes just like a character who appears every now and then.
easy. Yeah, having ice they can only res on certain threats is kind of fascinating. I think you're more likely though to see like what NSG has done
Hmm.
now, where it's you can res it, but it's only super relevant at certain threats. Because I don't think people like having dead cards,
Hmm.
and then you're actually making a decision as opposed to not having a decision. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I wonder if like you can kind of like reverse the forfeit and agenda cost and have it be kind of a shibboleth esque ice,
Yeah,
something that gets weaker as the threat gets higher.
yeah. That's like Hive back in the day, right?
Hmm. Oh yeah,
And
Hive,
actually, like
exactly.
Hive is like literally anti-threat technology.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are trying to be depicted as a loser in all of standard would be awesome. Yes, it's really funny. And Jeff had a really good comment. Like the problem with the Archer, while it was a bit of a bigger thing in Rush Wayland back in the day, just modern
Hmm.
Rush Waylands just don't want to forfeit a hostile because, and I think maybe it's worth reevaluating modernly because trashing programs is actually worth something. But in the last meta, like trashing an Anarch's Breakers was like next to useless. So like it just wasn't
Hmm.
worth forfeiting an agenda. And modernly, I think it actually might be worth considering. I'm looking really framey right now. Is it really framing the stream? Like what's going on? This
I
is a
mean, not that I can
slideshow on
tell. I
my
don't know.
end. Okay, Pat. Next deck, you're up. We're doing pretty
Okay, let me
good.
go back to always be running. I really want to do an ESSA. Let's do Animal Farm ESSA.
Cool. So there's 2 big S lists that NWE was taking. One was Pincels, one was the rest of NWE. I think the rest of NWE one is a bit easier to play. Retouch
Uh,
framey, but not slideshow. Okay, interesting. I don't know what's going on. I think Stavka placed Archer. Yeah, that's largely it. For op, you got
yeah.
Stavka, but like, and then you have Trebuchet in outfits, so you don't really need it.
Hmm.
Oh, I searched op. That happens. No framiness. Noah, thank you. Okay, Animal Farm, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Stavka's good enough to tax the slot, to take the slot. It has the same face check. The rush doesn't care about the tax. Yeah,
Hmm.
I agree. Okay, so this is one of the winners that you can play Lamb in this deck because we're playing Begamot. So the combination between those and Benhar should get us through most things. The list is also
Mhm.
running one Buzzsaw, largely for Magnet. I've heard. I think it also matters into your digital. Your sorry, not your digital life. The services agent, digital. What's it called? Wide. What's VSA, virtual
Your
service agent.
yeah, virtual service agent.
And then we have a legwork because it's a good S list. Come at me.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're back onto 2 finalities on 3
Hmm.
Chastushkas. That's what you expect. No good way to cheat around other stuff besides Benhar. And we have a single Light the Fire, which on its own, it's a good card. And it's particularly
Hmm.
good when there's like 5 or 6 PDs in the top 16. So that's
Yeah.
good. It's probably good.
Lamb is the actually yeah. So 3 Lamb, 2 Begamot. That's a lot of barrier breaking technology. I like it.
Yeah, but the idea is like with Lamb, everything's a barrier for a moment.
Hmm.
So this deck did relatively well. That's a huge spread, mind you. But you know, the 5 is really good. And then what I found really fascinating as well, 47 is really good. 55 is pretty good as well. 94 is good as well. Sorry, I was dunking on people for a second there. But the other version that Pincel was playing was not on Ghost Tongue, and it was it had more resources to it, and it actually was kind
Hmm.
of like a mid-range like Hoshiko Temple list using Essa
Hmm.
just to get like cycle card draw. This deck is also 14 influence, which is pretty good fun. I've been finding myself
Hmm.
building lists and ending up there, which is sometimes, you know, it's
Yeah.
good to feel good about that.
I'm really interested in Dr. Nuka appearing in this kind of list, like spending influence on it. I'm just not sure I'm seeing
Oh, dude, it's
the
sick. You haven't played Essa
it
with
is.
Nuka?
No, I'm what's the
Okay,
point?
so
What am I missing?
Essa, big hand size. You're also an
Yeah.
event deck. So you need to have a lot
Hmm.
of card draw because you're playing 26 events, and events don't
Hmm.
replace themselves. So you get less value, you get more tempo value, but you need good card draw. Now,
Hmm.
you saw a lot of Essa decks back in the day play 3 Diesel, but the big thing with
Hmm.
Nuka is you put her down for 1 click, then you get hit by Sabotage, and then whenever you have low hand size, you have a click for 3 button. So you're always back up to hand
Mm.
size. It's like such a very, very easy interaction with the deck. It's like
Okay.
you have enough tempo on the events that you can lose tempo on the card draw from Nuka.
Hmm.
She's cheap to install, so you can get her down before risking damage, and then she refills your hand. Nuka slaps. So good.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. That being said, if
There's
I'm playing
yeah.
Criminal, I'd probably play some Diesel, some Nuka. This is one of the deck
Hmm.
where like 3 Nuka feels okay.
Yeah. I also know that like this one is missing one influence.
Yep.
I wonder if like there's ever a point where like Abaya Bands was going to make it to replace something in there.
I'd be surprised. You don't have a lot of things to install.
Hmm.
I don't know, maybe. Obviously, the powers that be thought that 14 influence is better than any other option, but
Hmm.
I don't think you want to play Ness a lot of times 46 cards. Who knows? Install Regenesis, wait for them to sabotage your Fuji for you easy. It is actually a really interesting matchup, the sort
Hmm.
of that game. I'm pretty sure Bridgman was talking about playing that deck into Essa very early on and like learning a lot because it's like a really weird matchup.
Hmm.
Pinel could be one good influence. Pinel is a good one to influence, but the problem with Pinel is like
Yeah.
it's really hard to hold cards that are a bit more situational on board state. So the idea is like I do think Pinel is better on more board states than just like holding it for that one turn where they push the Biovault, but it is hard sometimes to hold cards in hand that aren't good on all board states because you can just lose it to core damage.
Hmm.
The oh my god, this fundamental card is rotating moment reminds me a lot of the precipice of Core 2.0, and so it's been all upside for me since then. Yeah.
Oh
Well,
yeah, I remember the days of Core 2.0 being announced.
this is a good matchup for us, classically. Now, our opening hand, we have a Marrow. We can just drop that. Hopefully, it hits a
Hmm.
Steel Skin or a Strike Fund. Running Hot's a really good card. Thanks, you too. I don't know exactly. We have no pressure in this hand besides getting an early Marrow down, and hopefully we draw into something good. I think we can keep this. If the
Hmm.
Marrow hits like a Lamb, we're in a pretty ugly spot. Lamb is fine into the matchup, I reckon. Paying 5 for a Sandstone feels probably pretty bad. One influencer is a reserve for Wolf too. um, I think we could probably mulligan into something. This is not terrible.
I like this.
Okay. I think we
I
can do
feel like
better, but this is not bad.
I feel like we do a lot worse too. Like this is totally
Yeah.
fine. We've got some econ, we've got some draw. I don't know.
From my understanding, like our op matchup, our Wayland matchups are generally pretty good. So I feel like we could,
Hmm.
in a competitive setting, like go for a more risky mulligan because our
Hmm.
average hands are better into op than other hands. They mulligan
Interesting.
as well.
It is kind of a race to see who mills up
Oof.
first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hostile before we get done the Marrow is pretty sick. I'm gonna start with the Marrow.
Yep. Let's do it.
We hit the strike fund, sick.
Perfect.
Draw a card. Love it. Oh, we're sending it, right?
See, there
Wolf
we, yeah, of
2? We
course.
just Wolf 2ing?
Yeah,
They
of
did 2
course.
from the top of R&D? No, not like that. 4 from the top of R&D.
Over the top already.
This is where people get really upset about Essa. They're like, it's random. It's like, no, you just trashed 6 cards from R&D.
Yeah, you could have chosen to mitigate the random chance. Do we just check HQ? Like, are they worried about HQ?
I think we can run HQ, run archives. I'll run archives
Yeah,
first.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Just a virus, but we got a spin doctor, a magnet out of Tucana. So this looks like most op
That's
list, but
some. Yeah.
probably closer to Jackmate's list.
Yeah.
Turn last with Stim
Okay.
Hacks, Pure Gas. I want to play, yeah, Running Hot, and then like the other one that I
Mhm.
forget the name of. I guess I'll
Yeah.
go back. We
No.
have,
Yeah. HQ. Right. Yeah.
yeah, free.
Okay. That's fine.
HQ has to be so flooded? Maybe, yeah. Hoping for Crim, DJ Steve, Reprint 2, Influence Clem Resource Connection. When you run HQ, choose 2 cards with different names from the. Yeah, Kira, I think DJ's
Mm.
cool if it's 2 different cards. And by
Mm.
DJ, we all mean Steve Cambridge. All right. This could be a spin doctor. I'm going to check it before we do any sabotaging. Otherwise, I don't know what this is. This doesn't look like the Acid Urban Renewal lists.
Hmm.
That's what you played at Worlds, right?
Yeah, kind of. It was kind of like, the Patrick's Great deck that we talked about on stream a while ago.
Nailed it.
No, we did not mull. I can't remember if they mulled.
They mulled.
Okay.
We don't have money. We have a money issue. There's no way to cut that. They just did 2 from the top of R&D again. I'm
Okay.
going to run HQ. I don't think there's anything that hurts us here. A Winchester trashing our Marrow is kind of bad. We'll be on 3 hand size, but we can install another Marrow, and that actually is fine for us. So Winchester's the only bad hit here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Winchester.
Yeah, that's a bit of a bad hit.
It's okay. Do we run archives to access 2 cards? I think we do.
Sure.
I can't handle printing market Grim cards
Mm-hmm.
to bring into Anarch. Like
I'm okay with
more
running
useful Grim
or
cards.
like 2 face downs. I would
Seems
also run
good.
RD. I think that's totally fine.
I don't know. We need to do a bit more setting up. We have a lot of clicks this turn. It's another sandstone, and all Rashidas are gone. Okay.
Oh,
The problem is
all
like our
Rashidas.
economy
Yeah.
is all sorts of messed up here. We
Mm-hmm.
only have 3 hand size, so drawing doesn't make a lot of sense. We don't want to install the Marrow because we already took a core damage this turn. So I think we just like click for 3, throw out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what we throw out here. Running Hot? Did they boost the last ATR trace? I don't think it mattered. We had only 2 credits. And no link. Oh, but like, did they? I'm not sure. We can run R&D for a single. The deck has like 11 agendas in it, so the singles aren't terrible. Ice Wall. Okay, well, Begamot does something there. I think we throw out the Running Hot.
Well, why didn't we just play the other Marrow? Because
Because
we
we
don't want
already
to do 2
used
core
our
in one turn.
ESSA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, toss the Running Hot. That's fine.
Yeah. Can we start giving cards to Anarch influence tax? Like, could New Steve be 2 influenced? 3 for Anarch? At some point, Anarch will be bad. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Yeah,
printing old IDs as connection is super interesting. Yeah, or as consoles, right? Like,
yeah, or yeah, exactly. Hermes. Near printing is interesting. Like, should there should it be kind of like how Arkham does it with like signature cards that you have to like? Okay, you can either have Spin Doctor or Jackson. You can't do both, or something like that. You can't run Leela with Hermes.
you're basically building the limited list.
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, so this looks like Ice Wall or anything behind an agenda on top of a Tucana.
Hmm.
Their hand is probably pretty messed up. So if we get down the Begamot, we do credit Begamot run, we can have, this will be at a lot of strength, but our hand size will be pretty messed up. The other option is just get them Marrow down and hope. I don't like our lines here. We're maybe 1 finality to go back in, but like we just don't have a good way of dealing with Winchester besides 3 damage.
I think Marrow and Hope.
Okay. Oh, Steel Skin.
Huh. Well.
2 from the top of R&D. We have no good
Okay.
way to make value here. We've played 2 strike funds, so our money is like totally messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, our money's so bad.
Yeah.
I'll run Archives. Could have been a Spin Doctor, I guess. Azief, okay.
Okay. That's something.
That's something.
It's something.
All right, so they're going to Tucana and they're going to ice up R&D. Every time an ID wins a premier event, it makes influence reduced by 1 until next rotation. You're building like the living legend list from Flesh and Blood.
Yeah. That's actually, I kind of like that idea a lot, though. The chained list.
I don't know. It dies way sooner than 15 wins. You need like a narrative ban list, right? Like you need some sort of You know, like Doomtown or Legend of Five
Hmm.
Rings. Like those are
Yeah,
always really
absolutely.
fun.
I want to do that very, very badly. I don't think NSG has the like the, the people hours to really put a lot of thought into that.
Yeah.
But I would find that very cool. Enough people care about the lore that
Yeah.
I think we totally should incorporate the way Worlds goes into cards.
Like imagine Sable dies to Clearinghouse and Worlds and now Sable is
Hmm.
dead.
Yep.
Like that's wild. Obviously that would upset some people, but it's kind of
Hmm.
neat. All right, so it's Mavirus, Tucana, and an agenda. We're on 1 credit. We have to run Spin Doctor first click before doing anything else,
Hmm.
especially before they score out. So we're going to do that first click. Okay. What are they
Okay.
shuffling back in? That didn't seem like a good Spin Doctor. It'd be a Spin Doctor and then like maybe a Mavirus? A Magnet. Okay, that makes
Spin Doctor
sense.
Magnet. Yeah, fair.
I don't know
They
how to get
use the
forward
Spin
tempo
Doctor to
here. I think we
save.
run server 3. I don't think there's anything they res that's bad for us. Ice Wall, that's what we expected. Okay.
Hmm.
So now we understand we don't have the clicks to get in. So maybe we should have considered, like, here we just do credit. This looks so bad.
Hmm. Uh, we still have hand size. We can draw once.
Yeah, but like,
Then
what gets us? Oh, that gets us out of the hole.
there we go. Yeah, exactly.
So this is our last Begamon, though. But how many lambs do we have? All 3? Yeah, we have 3. Okay, so this is fine.
Hmm.
So
Okay, so
this
do we do that at the start of next turn though, or right now? Sure.
it's just immediately, man. We have to go
Hmm.
forward.
Hmm.
We're gonna discard a card here. Light the Fire actually does, funny enough, get around Tucana, which is kind of sick.
Hmm.
But I think it's the worst card in our hand.
Fair. Yeah. Finality might be killer next turn.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, now they're gonna score out. They're gonna be on 1 credit. They're gonna get an ice.
Mm,
They got an Alice with no counter on it. That can't be great. And this has
yeah.
to be a Mavirus or it could be a calibration testing, which they just couldn't
Mm.
afford.
Could it be Angelique?
No, these decks don't run it. Doesn't really do anything.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I wonder what the new imp could look like. I feel like the design's so neat. I really like the design. Oh, board control. That's really good into the finality.
Well, we have Begamot. We can still
Yeah,
just run normally.
it's free as well.
Yeah, I agree. Or like Imp feels like a perfect card. I don't want to change Imp at all.
Yep. We're gonna run server 3.
I've never played Fields of Arrow. I want to get into that designer's designs more though.
Who's designed?
I can't remember. I remember like Fields of Arrow is like one of a series of similar. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Some virus, yeah. Pay 1 to trash Tucana. Okay, they have no board state. We have very little board state. What if new imp was freedom on a stick? Like it didn't end? Okay. We have only 4 hand size.
Mhm,
We lost a Chistushka. You can't really Chistushka from a Winchester. So we have to go for
mhm.
axes. We did sabotage 2. They probably did from the top of R&D. That's kind of what they've been doing. All right.
It's Uwe Rosenberg. I must be confused though. I must be thinking something because I have played quite a few Uwe Rosenberg games.
Rosenberg did like Agricola.
Agricola, Caverna,
Yeah.
uh, the one that's either a feast for Odin or a feast of Odin. I never remember.
Feast of, I think. I want to play
Mm.
that one. It looks really fun. Feast 4?
Uh,
Oops.
I mean, I don't think I should answer even if I knew, and also I'm not totally sure. Like, I don't really interface a lot with design and dev, except for like when we're already doing the narrative for something. And narrative comes like the narrative grit, nitty gritty that I get into comes a bit later in the process. What I do know is that like we know the setting pretty well for Dawn, I think. And I think like it's probably something people have been thinking about for a long time, but I can't say like how long the actual development's been going on for.
They trashed our Nuka! But there is a 2-pointer in the bin and now
Hmm.
a card from HQ. So they're on game point if they have Audacity. Okay. I was going to say the last turn was super scuffed. Because we definitely like should have got down the ghost tongue first because we didn't sabotage. So now we're just gonna go like absolutely as wild as we can. We're hoping to trash the buzzsaw here. Damn, we're good. This is really good.
Yeah,
So they can't
this is
sabotage from
great. We
hand.
love it.
They could win. They have 1 credit. They could Audacity out. So they did 2 from R&D. So now we can like force here on archives. Well, we get 3 accesses.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Sonny, how's it going? Yep, slash and burn. Okay, so that was trash from the top of the deck. So we're on game point. So we just want them to pop the border control, which they could to get like a magnet, which we can't deal with.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want a finality.
Can't we just run R&D normally?
Yeah, we are.
Because yeah, okay, good.
It's free. They're
Mhm.
card short for Audacity. Oh, that's true. Yeah, they are card short. How's it going, by the way?
I mostly play Feast Road on Board Game Arena. I believe I'm always using whatever expansions are available.
That has a lot of pieces, that game. Let's see if they border control here.
Yeah, but it's very cozy. I like playing solo on the BGA.
I'm not a huge fan of Uwe's tendency to throw like 200 profession cards in the game without some being 3 or 4 times as good as others. I feel
Yeah,
like the
that's
balance
probably
in
fair.
Agricola is all entirely attached to people being smart enough to draft well, because they do not seem
Mhm.
balanced at all, and they keep printing new cards for that game.
Yeah, a lot of designers use draft as a means
Yeah.
of like making the play, like putting the balancing on the players rather than the design and development. And there's sometimes where I actually think that's fine. There's some games where I just like if drafting to the point, then I kind of like that
Okay, I think we finality
just to force it.
just to force it.
Sure, because we're gonna get some sabotage out of that
Is it
anyway.
better to install Nuka, hit Nuka first? Probably is.
Hmm.
Norwegians is essential for AFO. It's a Feast Road. That's pretty funny though. So
Mhm.
there's no way we can get through the Winchester, right? We could like do some traces, but it's pretty hard. But like here they can Audacity out really, really easily. So this seems like our last turn. So the question is, if we install Nuka, hit Nuka, then we finality, then they pop their breaker, they pull a magnet, which
Mhm.
we know that they have in their deck because they shuffled it back. They could be on Afshar, but if this is Jackmate's deck, it only has a magnet as a 3-cost end to run code gate.
Hmm.
Then we cannot make a run. So the only way we get through the Winchester is getting down a lamb, and at that point that cost 5 credits, I think, 4 credits, and then you have to paint and break. So it'd be 4 plus 3. So too much money, as much as one of those bad publicity. So we need 6 credits. So the only way we can make a run on HQ is we can do draw, credit, install lamb, run. And the draw has to be exactly 2 of a 23 chance to hit a lamb. Are you following me? Are we on the same page?
I've been reading chat, man. No, I've been following. I've been following. But
All right.
I don't know. I like the play of like playing Nuka, drawing finality to force border control
I think
right
we'd be
now.
better just going for a single though, if that's the case, because they won't force it, and that's how we win.
Sure. Yeah. Let's go for a single.
If you're losing
Because
next
the
turn, they can trace to the ETR. Yeah, I think that's what we have to do if we're gonna lose
thing.
next turn. Is we just let the ETR fire. It trashes a Begamot, and we lose anyways. So I
Hmm.
think we go for a single and see if they do anything, because they're definitely gonna pop on the finale. They might not do a pop here. But if we top deck a lamb, we're gonna feel really silly. Oh, damn, we're good.
Well, there we go.
Oh, GG. Oh, they left. I wanted to ask.
Ah, dang.
Dang.
Aurora, actually, I that's kind of what I was thinking as well. I like your version as kind of like Revolver, where like yeah, spend a token or trash this card. I was thinking like you could do like a mini imp. Actually, no, like I keep coming back to this idea that I want to see token cards, and I think a mini imp, a card that says like, well, accessing, trash this card to trash the card you're accessing, would be a fun thing that can be like a reusable token.
Yo, Snake Door, good game. Magnet was in hand. Oh, we could have just sent in the finality. Did you have the win in hand? Because if
Mhm.
that run didn't work, we had to just like fire through a Winchester. Show the input them. Yeah, I also like, we don't see a lot of the viruses that are destroyed when purged. And I think those are like, I don't know if I want Imp to do that, but if Imp gained a counter every turn, like a fermenter, but also then was purged, was destroyed, I think purging would feel a bit more impactful. Okay,
Mhm.
you didn't have it. Damn, okay.
Wait, Neon
Good
Static.
game.
This may come out wrong. It does, but as a dude who edits a podcast, the lack of isolation on Pat's headphones is absolutely triggering me.
Wait, are you
Uh,
hearing me through Pat's headphones? How bad is it? I am
that
Patrick Sklar. I am in
I
his microphone.
that's really weird. I thought these were pretty well secured like sealed headphones.
You don't know how piercing my beautiful crystalline voice is.
That's true. It cuts through any kind of foam headphone. Hey,
Pat,
Cinderin.
I don't want to put pressure on, man. We've gone through 4 decks or 5 decks.
Yeah, we haven't even done news.
We're not doing news, man. It's the World's Tour.
Sorry. Yeah, this is World's Tour. You're absolutely right.
It's 11 o'clock. We can get maybe 1.5 more in before we totally crumble
Oof.
into dust. But I just want to let you know, we haven't lost a game yet. Where are
I
we
wish you
going?
hadn't said. I wish you hadn't said that. Okay, so we did just do a runner, so let's look at the corpse.
Oh, mulch is being said a lot. I think we have to play mulch.
Mulch,
Mulch is
mulch,
probably
mulch.
going to be harder than we want it to be. Mulch is not the deck that I think you could just pick up and play.
Well, I guess we're just gonna pick up and play it and see what happens. There's also I Love Dogs, but we've already done a Sable.
Yeah, Kuita is playing 2 Amaku, 2 Tunnel Vision. It's sick.
Yeah.
I think the other deck that we haven't played that I'd want to is like the Table Carnage, the like
Hmm.
Rongi type list.
What is mulch? I'm trying to find that
It's a
in
list
the Always Be
Jantuno
Running.
posted.
Oh, okay.
So this was played by Jantuno. Jantuno had COVID,
Hmm.
so it dropped. But I believe it was on track to make the top cut. But otherwise,
Mm.
Mondi played it and made the top cut. And we saw it once on stream, and it got absolutely pulled apart on stream, which sucked because this deck is so cool, and obviously it did really well. But the only game we saw
Hmm.
on stream with it did not fire.
Mm.
And it was like a matchup where like I think it's a really good matchup for the deck. But we got to see it start. Yan pronounced? Sorry, Rory. Oh, Yan. So Jan. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, that's a good call out.
I played against one person who from QTM. I can't remember who I played, and I think they were playing this, and it was a PE. That
Yeah.
that's not what that's not what that's what they were running.
I think there
I mean,
might have
it's what my
been.
opponent was running. Maybe it wasn't like the whatever one
So I
was.
know there was like some PE that almost got the cut. If I'm not mistaken, Marbles was playing like just basically trap PE, like very classic
Mm,
Mushin style PE. And I think she barely didn't make it on strength of schedule. But
mm.
like, yeah, Jessica
I
Marbles, Yomi never everyone we knew, undefeated worlds 23. Like, I think yeah, with the top hat and the mustache, just absolutely ripping through people with this list.
Hmm. I don't think
Really cool.
this is. Yeah, I must be confused about what opponent was playing what.
No, Q team was on op and PE, is he saying?
Okay.
I know Izzy was on PE too. Op and PE. Oh yeah, there's two corps. Okay. Do
Mm.
you want to try this? This is like a harder deck to play. We'd love to play and get some assets. I don't know how to play this into like Glacier. Like I don't know how this beats the deck
Okay.
list of the week.
I'm looking over this deck, and
Alpha
yeah.
Puny, Thanos. I think we'll play Alpha Puny as the last one because it's probably a faster game. But I like
Mm,
that deck, the Lady Killer deck, a lot.
hmm. Yeah, let's try
Cool. It's playing Lagu, so it's up to something that we don't
it.
understand. So that's gonna be fun.
Hmm.
Host Botchless on the remote server and BTL cries. That is true. It's like the only deck playing Botchless. Nobody's playing Botchless anymore. New runner deck. Ranji Duck Stare was on full blast on stream as well.
Mm.
Mulch, 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 mulch. 5 might be too many. I've only seen 3. This is the one thing that like I don't love about Hoshiko's. Hoshiko's been a bit reined in, obviously winning every
Hmm.
major event this year, is that the trash forward deck that did best at Worlds was not Lu. Because like it's better to take Lu out of the deck
Yeah,
and put Hoshiko in. Feels
that
bad.
is that is pretty sad. Like
Feels bad.
Lou, I mean Lou's advantage is that slightly smaller deck, but like in the end, Hoshiko is just better value
We're
per
playing
decost.
48 cards, man. You want a slightly
I
smaller
know.
deck, right? Like it's
No, 48,
nonsense.
48 cards is a classic Patrick number of cards in a runner
Yeah.
deck.
Yeah, but we have Lagu. Like we want to kind of mulch through the deck, so we'll be fine. Eyes.
Hmm.
Runner. Cool. Jai that's just wrote arg. We'll find out. Runner deck plus 3 copies of networking. How's it going? 1 P duck duck duck. This could be any alpha deck. Not sure how to play this deck. So Lagu says the first time each turn a corp installs a card in the root of a server, you may trash the top card of your stack to draw a card. The idea is that we just do that constantly because we hit things like Strike Fund and we hit whatever, and then we have 3 simul chips. So we basically play like pseudo max. I reckon we can keep
Yeah.
this hand by just like playing Strike Fund for Mentor Lagu and just like keeping that and seeing what they do. If this is like the CityWorks outfit, thanks. You
Hmm.
too. I'm not sure. Can you imp a CityWorks? I'm pretty sure it's on Axis, so I don't know if you can. We have 1 imp in the list. But if it's a punitive list, this deck is actually not really good at big money, so we're going to need to get the Nobkuri imp down to deal with the agendas. So we have a lot of work cut out for us. The Light the Fire is another way to deal with agendas if we don't want to steal them. So
Hmm.
we can keep this, I guess.
Yeah.
This should be a really good matchup for you. I would not have called that, so that's really good to hear. All right. They were on some bad publicity. This is the connection, so they actually might under the bus it. I'm kind of worried about that. This is the first time the corp installs a card in the root of a server, so
Mhm.
trying to win the game, we can get something going for us. So these are 3 clicks. Money, money, Lagu. So I guess we draw once. Actually, we probably run R&D because we're Hosh.
Yeah, yeah, get access, of course.
Oh, we have Clot. I forgot about that. But I don't think this is going to be on fast events. Like, I don't think this is the too big to fail version. We could
Well,
die here if we steal a
it's gonna
3/4.
have hostile takeover.
Yeah, but they will. But it's
Mhm.
hard to Clot that one. Let's do that.
Yep, that works for me.
Simply never access the card. Under the bus will be offline. Oh, that's true. You have to access the card. Trash the top card of the stack. We trashed a Clot and got a leech. I feel okay about that.
Hmm.
I feel all right about it. This is the deck I'm actually the most scared to play because it's more complicated and there's so many people that are on, like, you know, the leech bus or the mulch bus, excuse me. And I feel like I'm gonna upset some folks.
uh, yeah, Aurora, I agree. Like, I actually like 40 card buffer drive blue with Automaton Initiative.
Plot and heap, nice. Yeah, we need to get the Simul chip down. The getting the leech down as a sacrificial piece might be fine too if we get the Simul chip down. But I think we want to get a run R&D. This does look. I don't know what the upgrade is. What's the upgrade in build to last deck? Or sorry, what the heck's the upgrade in outfit deck? Virus?
Virus, is Crisium something they care about at all?
Not really. Yeah, it has to be
Mm.
virus. That's not good for us. So we can
Mm.
install leech, run R&D, get an access. I don't think they have punitive yet. I think running spin doctor is also pretty reasonable.
It wouldn't be Malapert on HQ. I don't know a lot.
I don't think you're allowed to.
I don't think you're allowed to. Yeah, get
So
out of here, Cinderin. Come on.
we could have got down the Audrey
Jeez.
first, but Audrey with a virus on the table. Okay, bad publicity. That'll go.
Mhm.
No cookbook first. It doesn't really matter. Do we really need
Yeah,
another leech counter that soon in the game?
of course it matters.
I don't think
It's
so. I think we had
value.
enough stuff to do that turn.
Mm.
Claw the other grip. Might be on Angelique. Haver, how's it going? So I'm guessing that this list is Lady Killer. Lady Killer does not have Angelique. Lady Killer's like all 3 ofs. I don't, maybe, yeah, 3 Mavirus. Oh, it has 3 Angelique, so it could
Mm.
be. All right,
All
that's
right.
scary. Oh, it's waiting for us. That's really awkward. We lost Defenders, drew the Steel Skin. Hate it.
Yeah, that's the worst trade.
Yeah. Oh, we have a
Okay.
Conduit. I do
Boy,
not know how to use this hand to progress further in the game. This
this.
hand, how do you progress further with this hand?
I mean, what I'm worried about is like I'm now seeing how badly this deck falls apart to a virus.
Well, yeah. Here
I don't
we
think I really
probably
appreciate, but like
fermenter.
every useful thing. Yeah.
All right, deeper we go. All right, so we're gonna mosh through like all the bad cards.
Mhm.
We're like conduit. We're gonna Simul chip that back. So we're just gonna go deeper. Moshing is a messed up card. All right, Acacia time. I don't know about that. It didn't make this list. So if this is a trebuchet, not great. If it's an envelopment, which we saw, raindrops draws too many cards.
No, because in development only one separate team would trigger.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right, well, I don't know if we want to run here because I think we don't want to give them bad publicity.
There seems to be a bot that's like promoting their Patreon or something. Do you want me to ban them? Let
Thanks,
me
Jeff.
see.
That's really kind. Yeah, you should consider supporting the Métropole Grid. Jeff, I need to
Mhm,
copy paste that. That's very kind.
mhm.
Okay, we'll get the cookbook down. Getting another fermenter down. They're probably going to purge. But now we can like botchless charge their mode if we think it's that's a really good thing. Cookbook botchless means we can charge what's it called? Trebuchet. The only bad
Yeah,
thing
true.
here is like an above the law. That can't trash. Oh, it can trash the cookbook. It doesn't care about botchless, does
But
it?
consider but they could still virus.
Yeah, and they
Like you could,
will. And I
yeah,
think if
which
they
means that
virus,
like
that's fine.
okay. Um,
Uh-oh.
yeah.
Uh-oh. It's not the deck we thought it
Oh.
was.
Holy shit.
Well, they have a too big to
That's
fail in hand. We have to go.
that's an atlas with 3
Let's go.
counters. Holy shit.
Let's go. Let's
Yeah,
go. Let's
okay.
go. They can't res anything. We need to
Okay,
get an imp
so
a year ago.
okay, so I don't know. Pop the fermenter. What do you do?
What are we doing, Patrick?
Sorry, I don't know. You pop a fermenter. Maybe
We have to trash the too big to fail. That's our only goal.
I'm not sure why we're just running when we could be um
Raindrops?
raindropsing, yeah.
It's gonna do something.
That's
Oh, I accessed in the wrong order. Absolute monkey. Doesn't matter that much. But we have to trash
Hmm.
it too big to fail here. It's a 50-50.
Yep.
Shit.
Shit.
Shit. Dang it.
Yeah. Well, once again, the
This
the
is
deep
bad.
the deep lore of Andre hating monkeys.
Okay. Why did we not play this? Because now it actually might do something when we send it.
Hmm.
So now we know HQ is in development and an unknown card. Once
Yep.
they get to 4 bad publicity, it's an issue. They didn't have a bad hand. Like that's how this outfit loses. It's like it just draws
Hmm.
a bad hand. We can consider labor rightsing just to like get through our deck. I don't think we really care about any of these cards back so much. Besides
Hmm.
maybe DJ would be nice here,
You know,
but we're now playing a totally different deck.
I hadn't considered before, but labor rights with the new Automata
Yeah,
Initiative cards is actually very interesting.
it
Yeah.
could be tempo positive. We've seen one
Hmm.
steel skin, one strike fund.
Izzy saying just draw.
I think I'm gonna botchless send HQ. Okay, so the question is like, what happens if we hit a trebuchet? So we
Hmm.
can get up to 4 strength. That's not enough, man. Imagine we trash that thing. I think we do botchless run HQ. I think we need lock HQ. Draw. Ah, what are we drawing into? Why
Draw
bot? You have
once.
Audrey, but Audrey can't get to strength. Like you need. Oh no, you can. It's cards in hand.
I'm constantly getting the two abilities on Audrey mixed up.
Hold on. Sorry.
Was that Valentine?
Yeah.
Wow.
No.
Classic
Just wanted to do that.
takes backs.
I can totally hear the echo of Andre. Yeah, Patrick.
I'm so sorry. These are good headphones. I don't know what to do. I'm just
Okay.
gonna go like this the whole time.
So we only have to break one of these subroutines. That's fine. So we
It'll
need to
lower your
boost this
volume.
thing twice. So we have to discard 2 cards from hand. That's a bit of a bummer. I think we can discard the labor rates. So we'll trash 1 card to give it +3 strength to beat labor rates. We'll trash another card. So we don't really need to light the fire. And then we break up to 2 subroutines. So the runner loses 2 is bad publicity. It doesn't matter. Them gaining 2 sort of matters. So we're going to break both of them because we can. Find your knob. Yeah. Hostile. Damn, we're good. So that's an envelopment. We got a simul chip, so we now have clot lock, so we actually can deal with red cap. We're getting somewhere, man. We're getting somewhere. Pretty
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah, I'm turning down my volume more.
Wait, this deck is sick.
Thank you to
Clot
Tacky. I
baby.
appreciate
Yeah,
your support.
this deck is really cool. This seems really fun too. Like this is like, Virus Max levels of deepery. Simul's chip. Oh my god, you're right. That's so good. Oh, that's so funny. All right, so they have an development, some unknowns. We can put a botchless on there and just like sing. We need trash cards though. I love the moment when the mulch starts freaking people go, oh shit, this is wild. I know. And we almost saw it on stream and we didn't, which is such a shame because the world needed to see how cool this mulch deck was.
Hmm.
Insufficient MU, hold the phone. That's an issue. We don't need the leech, do we? I guess we'll just crack the fermenter. It's like, whatever. We've ascended beyond the need for money.
For sure.
This is the matchup Lagu looks worst in? Yeah, I believe it. So we're going to botchless through this. We don't care about our money. We have bad publicity. How do we get another bad publicity? Oh, Valenchow. Yeah, very good. Hedge fund. Okay, they have hedge fund. They have envelopment. We have to be a bit scared of what's it called, of trebuchet. But if that's the case, we just like simul chip over the botchless and it has 2 counters. That's so messed up.
Well, we can't simultape the botulus this turn because we've just
because they've already
proc
trashed. Yeah,
fermenter.
that's good.
Yeah.
I think we'll just either paladin here or we'll price here.
Paladin.
I don't think we need money. We've ascended beyond economy. I'm gonna price. Gain 2. Okay, so it's a fermenter or a botulus. Oh,
Either way, we're over our MU.
this sucks. Try to find knob. Yeah, I realized that we sequenced it wrong. Because we just can't legally install any of these. We're getting rid of the leech.
Fair.
It sucks that we did that last click.
Yep.
All right, but we knew the knob crew was not in the top 4, so who's laughing now?
Mulch does sound like the name of either Jinteki or Anarch card for sure.
Yeah. It's a Hearthstone card. Took me quite a while to realize that mulch wasn't the name of some late era FFG Anarch card. Yeah. Atlas, they pulled it. Hold on. You cannot do what you think you're going to do. If you install on the remote server, trash the top card of stack, love it. Last ramp. No, you can Audacity the Atlas if you really want. Action.
But you can action, right?
Yeah. This eats through our simul chips though. We have to labor rights them back eventually. What's a clot look like? It looks like this. Cookbook. It gets a virus counter. So cool. Trash the top 4. You get any lands. All right.
Oh,
they
it's a
double
magic.
that.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. How far are we mulching through this? Putting fires on clot is mandatory? Okay. It is like by culture mandatory. Yes.
Man,
okay.
I'm losing the culture war at the office, by the way. Like, I'm losing people to Magic the Gathering. I need to like
really
work
rough,
with
man.
John. Like, John's always busy. I need to work with him to look cool playing Netrunner at lunch.
Overinstall Audrey, Botchless gets in. Wait, like double Audrey, Botchless does get in. You're right. Do we need the other hostile? I think we do. But we still have an MU problem. I think like we should moshing. Oh man, I don't want to moshing the Botchless.
I've got to wear sunglasses indoors and a really cool graphic tee.
How do we challenge this appropriately? Like we need Clot. We're already only 17 cards left, which is sick. But like if we reinstall Audrey, I guess we trash the Clot.
It's good.
Yeah, we just have to be as fluid as we can possibly with the deck. Envelopment will have a word to say about this. Holy crap, this deck is cool.
Yeah, I'm really liking this. Yes, I am fading fast, but I am convinced I want to. Ooh, what can we do about that?
We Audrey it.
Oh yeah, Audrey can get some strength, of course.
I feel like the moshing is the worst card in our hand, unfortunately. I think we want the Cleaver more than we want either of these. We would love to Botchless that one instead.
Izzy disagrees. Izzy says Cleaver goes easy.
Oh, because it comes back. Yeah. Yeah, we have 3 simul chip. We need to remember that. The only thing that's really breaks well is border control.
I like, let me tell you about some Rio commanders.
Oh, that is a border control. We might as well break both the subroutines. If they pop this here, we're happy. Okay, that's fine. So
yeah, this is kind of okay.
We'll run R&D here. They score out, they get more money, which is bad. Afshar. Beans. Okay. We need to get some good card draw. They'll put something in the remote server, right? They have to legally to win the game. But now they're in 5-bad publicity. So hedge fund, we know there's an envelopment in hand. We know there's an Afshar in hand. So now we just lock the top of R&D. The problem is like every turn now they use Atlas to pull, like they win in 2 turns if we don't get a simul chip down. Nopkiri is not good enough, is it? Oh, wow. This is messed up. We're not going to win this.
Going down to 1.
Imagine spending that much effort for a hostile, but it's correct, right? Because now they win with 2 red caps if we can't get a simul chip down. So now we just draw for simul chip. Yeah, having the moshing here would have been maybe a bit better. Pinhole is useless. Raindrops. We could raindrops into the Balanchow. I think that's fine. It draws the most cards.
Yeah.
Startup decks in front of the mounted decky.
Yeah, I have one member of the narrative team who does really want to learn Netrunner. So I'm going to teach her sometime soon. And I'll see if I can get other people in.
We lose next turn. Well, in 2 turns. So I guess we get that Paladin. It's like, it's not anything. We could draw deeper for a click. That might be fine. Why multi-axis does deck have in style has conduit? You can get your whole stack next turn. Yeah, we're moshing for the steel skin, and we're going to get another card. But the problem here is accesses. We just cannot. We need to stop Clot. So unfortunately, this click we can't.
All the regulatory captures.
Yes, but we just like produce Clot threat forever because like they have to purge, so then they have to build a remote server, which means like we need to make a cheap server run. So I think we will do the Paladin Puemo. It's probably not the best. I'm bad at mulch. Hey, that's most of us now.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not a good gardener either.
Conduit from entering Leech, Keisha. Oh, so they pulled, so they don't have it. Trash top card stack. Oh, imagine we trashed the Simul chip there. It would have been pretty bad. So we lose next turn, but luckily we're gonna draw our whole damn deck.
Oh wow.
Oops. Oops. Oh, we have a revolver. Such a good include. Okay. We're about to play some Netrunner, my friend.
I can't wait.
Oops, all the cards, yeah. Okay. So we need to get this down. That's a given.
Yep.
We need to get the other Simul chip, but we need to use it before we labor rights all 3 Simul chips back in. So I guess we'll install it. If we were smart enough to know the bottom 2 cards of the stack, we could consider pricing. I don't think we do. Got our labor rights for the other rights too. Oh yeah, we do 2 Simul chip and 1 labor rights. We keep doing that. Yeah. Sorry, Pat?
Oh, sorry. I'm just now realizing the constant clot threat is
It's real. They have to score.
Is how
out.
we don't lose.
Yeah. So I guess we'll get rid of that. Yeah, it's gonna be really tight. Our margins are super, super thin. Don't discard it. Pitch SF to Audrey. Oh yes. It's the same, isn't it? Because we clicklessly gain 2, gain 1, as opposed to clicking for a credit. Is it not the same?
You're trying to look for the strike fund, right?
So action. Hold on. We need action here. If we discard the strike fund, we get 2 credits. We played, it's 3 credits. So you save a click, but you just click for credit. So I don't think it changes anything there.
Except that you get value for something you otherwise wouldn't get value from.
Maybe. It's if you click for credit instead of doing something. So here, I think we trash the Audrey for a clot.
Yeah.
This is an important thing to trash the right thing. Quick put clot. Okay.
Yep. Mandatory.
We lose some of Virus Audacity, unfortunately. Yes, we do lose that. How do we beat this? So they have 3 magnets. That's really important. So do we even have enough clicks here? So
how hard can we hit R&D?
No, we can't. We have to win on the remote server. Otherwise, they win next turn. So we do Buzzsaw, Revolver, and we run. This is where having Cleaver in the bin's actually better for us. Without doing any math, I think this is the play.
Sure.
Audrey would have been so much worse if it were virus counters to boost and pitch cards to break. Yes. It might not be magnet. This is the big deal version. I think that version still had 3 magnets in it. Valen Chow. Oh, that's annoying. That we'd rather have the 4 cards on Buzzsaw than this. So we're on 12. That fires there on 11. We're on shit. Oh, fuck. Thinking we have to actually break this. So we have to Simul chip the Botulus and then hope they don't have a regular red capture in hand. Sent to play 2 BD, 3 spin, 2 Mav. Oh, if I knew that, I wouldn't have installed the Buzzsaw, which is the biggest difference here. Otherwise, this costs 9 to break. Doesn't do it. Yeah, we're 1 credit short because they'll go to 11. We'll go from 12 to why is this so hard, to 10. So we're short 1 credit. Because there's more credits, yeah. So that's a bummer. We're playing around border control slightly, but here I think we have to Simul chip for the Botulus. I don't think there's another way. Yeah, if I realized that was Santa's list, I would have not. Okay. So end the run. Gain 2, lose 2. They're about equivalent. I'd rather them not have more money, though.
Aren't we able to ignore the end the run? Because thanks to...
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, I should have broken the top 2. I'll fix that if it matters. Yeah, you're right, because we actually then have more money then. So we would be on 7 plus 2 more bad publicity.
Yeah.
Okay. So if this is just a barrier, we lose. Oh, we messed up really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just needed to do the cleaver instead of the buzzsaw. I think we threw the game. This is the envelopment.
Why aren't they resing it?
I don't know. Using the leech counter would have made it 7 break 2 subs. Not the worst thing in the world. We don't have a leech counter though.
Yeah, we have a
like
clock
if we pull the leech.
counting. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah, if we knew the deck list better, we wouldn't have put the buzzsaw down and we could have gone through this for free and we could have got a cleaver down. I wonder also if the revolver was wrong. How's this not like a border control or something like that? Like any barrier ends the run. So if they're doing math, it means it's not a barrier, right? Like I think it has to be a valid chow.
Like, I think we're gonna get this agenda, but now they're figuring out like
yeah, I don't know what they're counting to.
Whether they can win right away after that or something.
Yeah, maybe. But like if it's a barrier, you snap res, we lose. This is the cool thing now with multiple avid decks being out. It's like we played around one and it was the other, and they're like, you know, massive big deal. What the heck?
Oh boy.
I think they have. Well, they pulled this one, so they probably just do Audacity into a 3/2 if they have it. So 4 and 2 to break. So
sure,
we'll gain 1 more credit because we use BetPub. You got to LR and chance losing this turn, I guess. Yes, I think we definitely have to. Okay, so we 1 click here. Yeah, we run HQ here and take a single, right? They can't Audacity next turn. They'll have 3 cards in hand.
I guess even if we trash something like that means that they can't Audacity, so.
Well, we don't have to, because if they install the agenda, they only have 2 cards in hand. They can't Audacity.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's true. They're already below.
So we just labor rights here. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, let's labor rights. Bring back simul chips.
Yeah. Simul chip, labor rights. Okay, cool. Gonna be a close game, my dude. You holding on?
I mean, I'm going to bed right away after this, but I'm holding on.
It feels like 4:30 in the morning to us. That's very much worth keeping in mind. Okay, they just perched. That's exactly what we wanted them to do.
Ooh, they don't even realize.
But what do we trash for the clot? I guess we like clot through the buzzsaw. Wait, why do we have this in hand? Oh my god, Hoshiko has text. Okay. So here, Netrunner, we can run HQ. They'll be on 11. We'll be on 8 plus 6 by publicity, so 14. We'll be on 12. So we can get an access. We can dirty laundry. The question is like, we have to present simul chip and we have to access on HQ. This is where like getting an imp would be very interesting. This is a really hard close the game. So I don't know how we use our simul chips, because we simul chip this botch list for an imp, but we need to keep the simul chip for clot. So I think all we do is we run HQ.
Yeah, just run HQ normally.
Get the simul chip down. The last card of our deck is another simul chip. So like we could always like do this simul chip, dirty laundry, draw. I think that's fine as well. You picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah, I'm like, you put it down and I'm gonna pick it up.
Okay.
I don't like it when you litter.
This could be wrong.
No.
But I'm trashing this for an imp. I just got all the math equations around space right now. We're deep into 9, 11, 10, 11. Wait, I didn't. The math is wrong. The math is bad. I did the math bad. Why are we on 6? Oh, because it's Hoshiko? Why are we on 12? 12 goes to 10. They go to 11. This is... Oh, because the stupid... Just have to make a normal run. Oh, man.
Oh, right, because of dirty laundry.
I did the math bad.
Damn it. But Can't we? We can break fully without.
We don't need to. We can just let it fire. So then we'll simulchip.
Okay.
We'll trash this. We'll get an imp, which looks like, where's that little guy? Here. Put a virus counter on it. We'll trash an audacity. It's a Valenchow. We
I
can't
mean,
really go
trashing anything.
back. Yeah,
Trashing
trash
anything
anything
prevents
is totally
prevents
reasonable.
audacity. So
So then we draw. Do we get this down? Okay. Someone broke Andre? Yeah, it's the dang mulch deck at 11:30. When we have to play against Fast Advance. Paper keep all the programs in their own separate heap for convenience? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, sort a heap on JNet would be huge. So you can put all cards together. Like looking at your deck and trying to figure out what's in the bin is so much harder than it should be. Okay, now they have 16 credits, which means like we actually have to break Valenchow. So we do that with a Botulus. So now what do we trash for that? I think we trash the Buzzsaw because the
why
Buzzsaw's
use a bot?
useless.
Like we have so much. Oh, Valentine's is 6. I forget that. My bad.
Oh, you wanted to break it?
Yeah, I forgot what
Yeah,
strength
yeah.
it was. I thought it was like we'll go
It
with 4 strength
costs a
for some reason.
lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we want to use a simulchip. So we're going to just run Dirty Laundry HQ. We have to actually maybe keep some amount of cards in hand on the basis that there is a, like we could transition to Audrey. And so then we'll simulchip, we'll trash the silly buzzsaw that we installed for no reason to get a Botulus that comes in with 2 counters. We probably should have done this on their turn so it would have 3 counters, let's be honest. Pop chip trash for fermenter, labor rates, 3 chips. Yeah, we're going to do that, but it's going to be 2 chips and another labor rates.
Good night. Good night, Neon. Eric.
Oh, good night, Eric. Thanks for dropping in, for hanging out. Okay, so we'll be able, we have to break that. And then them getting 2 kind of only matters for big deal, which is hard to play around. So we'll play around it. Because our money doesn't matter. Be a patient for these dudes. Thank you. Getting knob down will help power the rest of the game. Yeah. Yeah, it feels a bit rich. This is a dead card. We don't need to trash this, but imping it takes a card out of hand.
I think
we can't
imping
go
it takes a card
back
out of
this
hand,
turn.
right?
I don't know if we want to imp it. Like a card out of hand. Okay. Okay, so now we labor rates for simulchip, last labor rates.
Yeah.
Wait, is this the final labor rates? No. Wait, the
Are
deck
there
doesn't
only
have
2
3?
labor rates?
Wait, hold on. Is the deck only on 2 labor rates? Oh, it is. Okay, so we're at the end of our thing. Okay. That is probably worth knowing going in that. And we definitely should have got the knob creed before running then. Because they're gonna push in a remote server. I don't know like how hard it's gonna be to close this game out. Hedge fund, that means they're not pushing draw. That's not great ordering. Second ice, okay. So should we done something on their turn maybe? Hoshiko having text, relevant. So we just run HQ here, right? We can knob curry run HQ.
Trash another card, sure.
Maybe we should get the cleaver down. This is a really hard ice to deal with.
I mean, Revolver is going to deal with it, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh my god. Revolver does one so absurdly well, now that you mention it. It costs you 2. Yeah, that sounds good on paper. Okay, this one will break the one that matters. 15-9. Love gun. Gun good. So happy that deck has good gun. Gun is good in deck. Place 1 virus counter.
Don't mind
I
if
think
I
it's
do.
more important that it's on the botch list because we can consider running back. Didn't we just trash this? We did. Okay, well, they can't Audacity out next turn. I love how we just sit here and it's war, but the problem is like I don't know how to contest the remote server. Like we're eventually going to run out of resources. We are going to get locked out unless they draw really poorly.
Yeah. You are like running on fumes.
Yeah.
It's just those fumes have lasted for a long time. It's like a Hanukkah miracle.
Credit. They know our whole hand. The game goes past gun. I don't want to play anymore. It's gun or no game. Yeah, chip. I don't know if we need a second chip. We obviously will. We don't really need credits for what it's worth. Trash the top card of your stack. Yeah, fine. Is joke. Time to conduit is 3/3 off of R&D. You think that wins though?
You think we can? Oh yeah, we do have
Yeah,
and Knobkery. That's true.
but
I
like we
forget about
can't
that.
get
Yeah.
through the ice. So like our win line is basically we do botchless conduit, but we can't run enough.
Hmm.
Single trash to not get clawed. Oh, that is really smart. Yeah, that is really smart. If we had multiple simul chips, yeah, clicking for credits was bad because we got a trashed 1 to get 2.
Hmm.
We can still do it technically. You use your chips to set back up your board. This is not the issue that at 11:45 I'm ready to deal with.
Yeah. But
I don't think that's an
chips
agenda the
cost the
remote
board.
server.
How does that work? It seems like a zero sum game.
You see 3 the first run? Yeah, because of Knobkery. I would hate to lose where this is just the winning agenda. That would be bad.
Mm-hmm.
So we can break 2 of the subroutines here. Don't love it. Chip conduit, let's go. You think? So
I
okay.
kind of like that.
We need to install all then we have 1 run and then the game is over.
Yeah.
And if that's a virus, I think that's a virus. Don't do cool things that we might lose.
Good old don't want to do cool things because we might lose Andre.
Imagine being a whale put in a curse because you know all the terrifying lines. Yeah. Yeah. The game might end in a turn, Andre. That is how I play. I do not install Earthrise Hotel ever. Unless we're really winning. Okay, I don't think that's the winning agenda. They didn't res this before, so like they know we can contest this. I do think that there's a chance that that's a border control. But the really cool flashy line is like simul chip, run. We trash this botulus. We use this simul chip to get botulus. We use another simul chip to get botulus, and then we pull the conduit.
But okay, but we pulled the conduit, then conduit run. Just to be clear, right?
Yeah, it's a conduit run.
Okay, cool.
So we'd have to do that soon. Yeah, I have to click on it. Yeah, we have to show them we're doing it. Which if that's a virus, it's really bad. If that's the case, though, we definitely should have done that on their turn with the double thing. So we have 3 botchless counters. So there's a chance we can run back. There's no way server 2's barrier. They would have rezzed it. So do we just check this? Useful reminder is very true.
I think it's the R&D play.
I know, but like if it's an envelopment, we can't win.
Andre, it's my birthday. You have to.
It's not your birthday, Patrick.
I'm very tired. I think it's my birthday.
Okay, I'm gonna go for it. I don't like this, but we're gonna go for it. We've seen we know there's an envelopment on R&D. This can't be the play. It's not Pat's birthday. We know there's an envelopment there.
Okay.
Which for envelopment we need 4 counters, and they come in with 2 counters. Pretty sure there's at least 1 trap on R&D. That's not a problem. The envelopment's the problem. So like, do we do cleaver? What's it cost to do cleaver? You have to do boost, break. Yeah, that's doable. Okay, Pat, this is for you.
Thank you.
Oh, we lose to border control though.
Yeah. So
Yellow.
do most.
Yellow.
So
it's too late. It's getting too late. It's getting too
what if it's an Nazi?
late. What if it's an Nazi? We're gonna die to Ozyaf. We're gonna get a double lose again. Place 1 virus counter. Yeah. Run.
No. Stop. Andre, what are you doing? Click the freaking conduit.
Hold on. You know I prepared for this. That's really funny how often that happens. Yeah, we're wolf doing the heck out of this.
There are two wolves. One of them remembers to click conduit.
This has to be a virus. There's no way they're not resing here. Thank you. Yeah. Y'all have my back. There's no way we could do this on JNet without all the support. It's a trebuchet? Scoffs.
We can
break
surely we can do both, right? Yeah, we can definitely, right?
Yeah.
Match strength, then we can like.
Yeah, it doesn't allow you to do it. It doesn't understand you can destroy itself.
Interesting. So Knobkery goes on the conduit, which means we access 3 cards. Sure, free trash.
Shit.
But next turn we go for 4.
There's no next turn.
Good night, everybody. Thank you, Justin.
Oh, what? We still
Oh
have a
my god.
game? What did they have? It was envelopment into the other one?
And we have a fresh R&D.
Good night, picture. What's going on? Why did they play government subsidy? You don't need 18 credits. 13 was acceptable. Oh, my partner's telling me I'm being loud. Excuse me. Trash the top card of the stack. We have to pull what's it called
Andre,
here?
she is so sick. What are you
Actually,
doing to her?
oh, never mind. All good. Never mind. That's in our benefit, unfortunately. That's an awkward one. Yeah, here I would respect that. Yeah, they have to make us do this.
Mhm.
So we're gonna trash the.
Why
Well,
not
we
the imp?
can't run anymore for the clot.
Jai, I don't know. I don't know.
How's this game going on? I don't know. Yo, did y'all think of putting Augustine in here to make Pat happy? So if that's an envelopment, we have 7 bad publicity. There's no way we can't break it. So we just hit the conduit, right?
Actually, yeah, Augustina would actually be doing a huge amount of work here.
Yeah. It has been discussed.
Hmm. Interesting.
What's an Augustina do?
Augustina, whenever you play a virus, it forces a sabotage 1. And
First time a
sabotage is
turn.
when the first time yeah, and sabotage is when the corp has to trash a card from HQ or from the top of R&D. So basically, like, it's a bit of a mill. It also puts a lot of random cards into archives for a potential win there.
All right. If they
Yeah,
res
it's
this
kind of a
ice,
noise.
we're in a bad spot. Oh, they put something in server 2. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, it's kind of noise, but corp choice. This is a problem. Jack out, click back. Why? Oh, no, we might as well just hit this. We've seen 2 trebuchets. Yeah, you're right. We should just jack out, go back. Yeah, then we'll have money. Yeah, I think that's fair. Notice how on that turn I clicked conduit every single time, and like no one's saying good job, Andre.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, Maddie just said good job. Thanks, Maddie.
Tell Maddie say hi.
Okay, so we have to figure out how to get through this multiple times.
No, we
chat?
don't, because we're going to
Thank
access
you.
4 cards
Thank
and
you,
we're going to win.
thank you,
We're going to
Cord.
access.
Thank you, Tataki. Okay, so
access
here
5
we pull the
cards.
revolver, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely pulled the revolver. Trash installed program? I didn't agree to this.
The clot for the revolver, I guess.
If we win
I
because
like
of
revolver
gun,
a lot
I'm
in
gonna
this
lose my
list. That's pretty cool.
damn mind. Job, Andre. Good. Thank you, Leonard. All right. We're gonna win, Patrick.
Yes, I agree. We're going to see 5 cards.
We're gonna see more than 5 cards, my dude. We have exactly enough bullets for how many runs there are to have.
Oh my god.
Happy
This is
birthday,
this is how you win a game.
Nobkiri. Yes. Red cap. Hedge.
There we go.
Spin. Yeah, it's gone. Atlas. Dude,
That's the game.
Mulch is the coolest damn deck.
Yeah,
Imagine
I
we hit them a
this deck now.
virus earlier. That would have been a problem.
Mhm.
Good game. That was wild.
That seems pretty fun.
Oh man. I was not
Now you're running
emotionally
with
ready for
conduits.
that. I was not like brain ready for
Oh
that.
my god.
Okay. Mulch is cool. We should revisit this. That deck is really difficult to play. That deck is hard to play. Anybody who brought that to Worlds is a damn soldier. Mavirus immediately after the win. Yeah. If there's a Mavirus in server 2, we would have lost the game really hard. So that was like definitely a line you could have taken. Okay, Pat, we'll keep this quick. Undefeated Worlds Tour, dude. Like we only played the good deck, so that's like a nice start. But hey, we're not totally washed.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for everyone hanging out. Everyone who's back, hopefully you had a good time at Worlds. Pat, thanks so much for joining me. We should get to sleep though. I do feel like it's 4 a.m. Let's be honest.
Yeah. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us.
Take care. We have only a couple more games left for CanNats. Pat joined me for the commentary for all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Another one should
I
be
look
up
forward
this
to
weekend.
seeing people's. Please keep commenting on those. I like seeing people reacting to those games as well.
It is really fun.
Right.
Take care. Thanks so much for keeping us on track, and we'll see you in a bit.
Bye, everybody.
Ciao.